All right, and we are live. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 6 of season 8 of The Sausage Factory. I'm your moderator, Pizzal, and joining me tonight, I have got Gibson, the obsoletionist. How you doing tonight, man? Pizzal's Playhouse. I like that. How are you doing, man? What are we drinking tonight? There, show everybody what we got to do. We got to go through the drink roll tonight, as always. There we go. Nice, very nice, very nice. Absolutely. Also with me tonight is Christian Hannah Horror. What's up, Christian? I'm doing very well. What are you drinking tonight?
And low cream and sugar. Hold
on, guys. I just for some reason they are not hearing us. They're only hearing me in the chat. Hold on. You should be okay. I think I see what the problem is. Is everybody coming through loud and clear now?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Check.
Check 1. Civilist.
Is everybody coming through loud and clear now?
Check 1 2.
Yes, everybody's coming through now. Yes.
Everyone important.
All right, cool. All right, well, I tell you guys what. Hello and welcome to season 6 of episode 6 of season 8 of The Sausage Factory. I'm your moderator, Pizzal, and joining me tonight, Gibson, the obsoletionist. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you, sir?
Doing very, very well. What are we drinking tonight?
Well, we're in Pizzal's Playhouse, and we're drinking Angry Orchard hard apple cider.
That sounds good.
It is. Absolutely.
Is there a glitch in the Matrix or something? I feel like we've done this before.
This is the second.
Where'd that cat come from?
This is the second time that's happened this season. So yes, the Matrix is glitching up. Apparently, I don't know. But jeez. Also with me tonight is Christian Hannah Horror. What's up, man? How are you?
What's up, Piz? Man, I'm ready for this, dude. Like I'm in my rocking chair. I've got my holiday blanket on me. Like I'm straight up thugging right now, ready for some John Candy, dude.
Very nice.
The All-American Blend, but you know that already.
The All-American Blend. Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, man.
Also with me tonight is Jay the Stingray. What's up, Stingray?
What's happening, guys? Ready to get this done. Unlike Lauren, I do like a few comedies here and there.
What are we drinking tonight, Jay?
This is Community with 2 times the caffeine.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Also with me tonight is Lauren. What's up, Lauren? How you doing, man?
I'm almost well and ready to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, a film that I know I've seen, but I remember nothing about. Hopefully it was just because I was being sour that day. What are the chances? And, and the movie's better than I don't remember it being.
Okay, very nice. I do want to give props to both Jay and Lauren because they are both with us tonight, even though they're under the weather. So thanks for your sacrifices, guys.
And I'm drinking Diet Mug Root Beer.
Mug Root Beer, good brand. Good
Yes,
brand.
sir.
Good root beer. Pretty good root beer. Also with me tonight is Stone Gassman. What's up, Stone? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Piz. Doing great. Oddly enough, I was almost late because of a delayed train, getting back to Brooklyn. So, but anyway, I'm enjoying a Miller High Life here. There you go. Enjoying a Miller High Life. Yep. And also, I had a great Veterans Day. Had free meals at IHOP and Olive Garden, and so I had a very good Veterans Day.
Did you do the what's it like, the loaded French toast?
Oh, Well, what they offer for vets is that they give you a stack of pancakes, the red, white, and blue pancakes, and then if you want, you can get an additional plate of eggs and sausage along with that. So I decided to keep it simple. Yeah, keep it simple.
I understand.
Mhm.
I love the IHOP. Their crepes are very good, or crepes, whatever they call them. I call them creepies, but I think they're very good. Very good.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm glad you had a good Veterans Day. Thank you for being a veteran, Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks for your service, Matt. I didn't know that.
8 years Navy.
God bless you, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right on, man. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
So yes, we are here tonight on this cold November evening with you guys, and let me give some shout outs to the chat. DJ Donnelly's with us, Barbecue Network, Joe Bob Tarhill, Josh O'Brien, Russian Al. Hello, Russian Al. Adam, the motion picture history horror fan. Hello, Joe Caraluzzo. What's up? Borderline 11. Hello. Hey, isn't that Devon Graham? How are you? Hope you're doing well tonight, sir. Let's see. Anybody else in the chat tonight? Got a lively chat going already. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well and having a good November. Tonight we are watching the holiday classic, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. We don't talk about comedies very often on this show. We don't do live commentaries for comedies very often on this show. So this is a treat. This is a treat. But yeah. Well, let's talk about some movies before we dive into tonight's commentary. Devon Graham says, "Piz, I need some Christmas cakes. You got me craving them." Where are they? As a matter of fact, hold on.
I'm about to go all ring on you and come through that screen.
Next flight to Kentucky. Okay, confirmed.
Actually, it was somebody on Instagram. Somebody from Chicago was like, "Dude, you're killing me. We don't have those here." And I'm like, "What? You don't get Christmas tree cakes in Chicago?" Well, I mean, jeez.
We've got them here, but we're the fattest state in the country, so
Well,
we have everything.
well, I'd been on a little bit of a diet and I'd lost some weight before these wonderful things came out, and I'm sure I've gained back whatever I lost plus, because I've eaten like, I don't even know how many boxes of these I've eaten, but I can't.
Don't worry about it, Piz. Life is life, baby.
There you go. I just love them. I loves them. But yeah. So yes. Let's talk about Dr. Sleep. Who all got out to see Dr. Sleep last weekend or this week up to today? Lauren, I know you saw it. Anybody else?
I saw it.
Stone, you saw it.
Yes.
Anybody else on the panel see it? No.
I thought it was all right.
Okay. What were your thoughts on Dr. Sleep, Stone?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I never had this movie on my radar, never had any intention to see it, but, I thought, I'm going to give it a shot. I am not a fan of The Shining, notoriously enough. I don't hate it, but I'm just not a fan. And to be very honest, over the past 2 days, I listened to the audiobook for the Stephen King book, and I just finished it about 2 hours ago, and I can safely say I prefer the book over the Kubrick movie. But anyway, Dr. Sleep. I enjoyed it actually immensely, except for the fact when it referenced Kubrick's film, especially in the third act. I mean, when it started off with the Warner logo and it played the music from The Shine, I'm like, oh no, please do not be, just all references and fan service and everything. But it told its own story, I think, very, very well. I liked Ewan McGregor in it. And I liked Rebecca Ferguson, although I must confess I thought she was Carrie Russell for the longest time. I don't know where I got that idea, but overall I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Lauren, what were your thoughts on Doctor Sleep?
Well, I don't want to get long-winded about this because it's not a Terminator situation, but it's a good movie, and it has moments that are even great, and then there's moments that are really pretty awful. So it's kind of a big mixed bag. I don't know. I thought the first act was almost perfect. The second act I had problems with. The third act I thought really lost me. I mean, obviously we don't want to go into spoilers here, but there's some decisions in the third act that I felt were cheaper than the rest of the film. There's a couple logic problems in the second and third act that are just mind-numbingly like confusing about why they went there. But that said, it's a good film. It's probably going to be the last good horror film of the year, so get out there and watch it. But yeah, I mean, it's a big mixed bag for me. A lot of it probably is the source material, to be honest with you, and and a certain unwillingness to deviate too much from that source material, but yet having to accommodate the Kubrick film. So it's probably never going to be a perfect or even a great film. This is probably the best version of the Doctor Sleep that was possible. And there's a lot more to like about it than to dislike, but there are moments when I was just scratching my head. So that's it. No more soapbox.
I think I know what parts made you maybe scratch your head. I loved the first two acts of the movie. It was really in the third act that really kind of, like I said in my review, it was very kind of problematic for me. And I don't want to go into too many spoilers or anything here, but I really liked it for the most part. I would recommend it. For some reason, it's not doing very well at the box office. I chalk that up to just sort of post-Halloween horror movie fatigue and the fact that it's a sequel for a movie that never really needed a sequel, or that fans of the movie didn't really want a sequel. I think it's just bad timing. But it is a good movie. Go and watch it would be my recommendation.
You got to keep in mind that the 13 to 25-year-old range is where about 65% of tickets usually are sold.
Right.
That age group has no connection to The Shining. And so, I mean, it left with older viewers, and then on top of that, older viewers are willing to go see a horror film. And on top of that, older viewers that are willing to see a horror film that also have good feelings about either the novel or the movie. So I think it just ended up getting cut down one time too many for the pie to be successful. But yeah, you should go see it. It is worth supporting. And there are great performances pretty much across the board. There's a few people who are asked to do some things that were never going to come off great. Although there's an actress who's one of the first people you see in the film who has one of those unfortunate tasks who nails it. And I don't want to, again, it's a spoiler, so I don't want to say, but besides that, I think it's pretty solid all the way through. It just has moments of problems that are unfortunate.
Yeah.
A really, really bad time to release that movie, too. Awful.
Yeah, I think if they'd released it over Halloween, it probably would have done better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, I don't know, and I really want to talk about the movie and be spoilery, but I don't, because I know some of you guys haven't seen it, and some of the people in the chat probably haven't seen it. But we'll save that. We'll save that.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about the Black Christmas remake getting a PG-13 rating, and what are our thoughts on the Black Christmas remake getting a PG-13 rating? Personally, I was not surprised by. It didn't impact me one way or the other, really, because it's not like that. Even if it got an R rating, that would make it more desirable a movie to go see. Regardless of the rating, it looks horrible, and the trailer spoiled everything. So why would you want to go watch this movie with whatever the rating? Who cares what the rating is? But it's clearly a business move. I think Blumhouse and Universal know they've got a turkey on their hands, so they're just trying to cast the widest net possible to get butts and seats. They know they've turned off the horror fans because they're making a remake of Black Christmas. The trailers looked awful. And it's PG-13, which I don't care what you say about the rating, you'll divide the horror movie community right there just based on the rating. So it's like now they're focusing the movie predominantly toward like teenage girls. And that's it. That's their target audience for this movie and nobody else.
Do teenage girls go watch movies anymore? I don't see them there if they do.
There's no arguing that you're right. But personally, I think it's a smart move because if you keep it at R, you really think it's going to have that many butts in the seats anyway? I mean, I think it's a smart move. I'm not saying the movie's going to be good or not. I mean, I could care less, honestly. But I think it's a smart move on their part. I would do that.
I think for its eventual afterlife, because here's the thing, it has a low price tag. It's going to make its money back. It'll make some profit. But for its eventual afterlife on streaming, whatever physical media sales and licensing after that, it's a mistake. I really think that, because where is this thing going to land? Are teenage girls going to watch this on Netflix? Or if this was an R-rated slasher, if it showed up on Shudder, everyone who didn't see it in theaters that like slasher films would eventually get to it.
Yeah, that's true.
The other thing is, I think that teenage girls can go see slasher films. They went and saw those Scream films, but that's the point. Those are R-rated anyway. There's this big game being played to pretend that teenagers don't get into R-rated movies. So that's not really what this is about. This is just, Piz is right. They're trying to open the window as wide as possible to get as many people in. But I don't see this movie being what they want it to be, which, I mean, it'll make $30 million, and that'll have made it a chunk of change, and it'll disappear. But if they had actually remade the original and done it well, gave it to someone who cared about the original film and was going to treat it with reverence, it could have been an $80 million film. It could have done what the Crazies remake did.
Yeah. By the way, Lauren, I sent you a message on Twitter, a direct message.
Uh-oh.
Check it out. Yeah, I don't know. It became a really weird, like there was a huge argument over it on Twitter last night about the PG-13 rating and about the fact that it's a remake and this and that and the other. And it seemed like the only people who were defending the movie were friends of Ryan Turek. And they couldn't even, they really weren't even defending the movie. They were defending the rating and the fact that it was a remake. Because, I mean, even they, you know what I mean? they're not gonna, they're not gonna commit, reputation suicide in the horror community by saying, oh yeah, this movie looks really good, but they'll defend it based on its rating and based on the fact that it's a remake. And in that sense, they're kind of defending the movie. I don't know. It looks bad.
Why is the title so expendable? Like, I think that's what's pissing a lot of people. That's what, to me, it doesn't make sense. Like, Black frickin' Christmas is one of the best horror movies from the 70s that I've seen, which granted isn't a whole lot, but I've seen a good bit. That movie's fantastic. Why is that title so expendable to do what? I mean, this seems like not like Blumhouse. Like, it's okay. Make a bunch of original bad crap. Like, that's fine every day of the week. But don't make Black Christmas so expendable. You know what I mean?
I even speculated, like, did this movie even start out as Black Christmas, or did they get to like the last minute and said, let's throw a recognizable title on this thing? And
that wouldn't surprise me.
Because I mean, if you look at Black Christmas and the first Black Christmas remake, you could easily with the Black Christmas remake, you could go, okay, so they're kind of it's a little bit of a Black Christmas 74 remake. But with this Black Christmas, it's like there's absolutely, a killer on a college campus. That's the only thing that links the two together. So why even put that name on it other than to get some recognition? But I mean, I think it's just going to get the wrong kind of or it's getting the wrong kind of recognition from your target audience.
Right.
Us.
But it is woke, right?
Oh,
It's
sure. Sure.
We're the target audience, right? Horror fans.
Well, who knows what the target audience even? Who knows what anything is involving this movie? It's Clearly, whoever cut that trailer, that must have been their very first job cutting a trailer, or they got I don't know. That was just such a bad trailer that made the movie look so bad. And
Piz, could you have made that that icicle murder look good?
I wouldn't have shown it in the trailer.
Ooh,
I would have shown
Icicle
anything in that
Murder.
trailer.
Oh, that's so original.
There is not a single clip in that trailer that I would have included, which means that there's probably nothing in the film. It looks like a Lifetime original movie from the 90s.
Yeah.
Mixed with...
Looks more like... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
It looks more like a remake of The Skulls than Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Black Christmas is such a beloved property, but go back to Lauren.
But I think my biggest problem, though, is why... Blum has been pretty good about not projecting politics to their audience online. Certainly it's there and it's present in the Halloween in Halloween 2018. But this week, for some reason, Ryan Turek and April Wolf both took to the internet to kind of snobbishly defend themselves. And I Ryan Turek's a really good guy. I have a really great amount of respect for him. But this week, I think it's exactly the wrong thing to come off as argumentative with your audience. That doesn't play. It didn't work for Terminator. It didn't work for Ghostbusters. I'm not putting this film on that same level, but oh my God, don't do it. Do not condescend to your audience. It's the stupidest thing you can do as a company.
Yeah. I mean,
All said.
Exactly. And we've seen that happen how many times? And it never works out. You know what I mean? It never works out for the people who are, you're talking down to your own audience. That's not a smart thing. And, but that's what they seem to be doing. I don't know. That seems to become the argument whenever, instead of, I don't know. It's a sign of the times. It's, the movie doesn't look good. Well, that's because of that's because you're a misogynist. Well, no, the movie just doesn't look good. Or even like the conversations that were going on last night on Twitter. Like you said, Lauren, they weren't throwing those buzzwords out there. They were just basically saying, well, you're stupid. If you think a slasher movie has to be rated R, well, you're just stupid. You're just stupid.
Well, April Wolf, the co-writer of the film, was saying that on a test screening, it became obvious that they needed to open it up to teenage girls because the message is relevant. Which, well, no, I mean, that may be a legitimate sentiment, but think about what you're not. It's kind of the algebra. Like, what are you not saying in there that you felt it was strong enough for everyone, right? So if this movie's demographic was made to just be as narrow as teenage girls who need an empowerment message, that's a pretty small part of the horror audience. And I would argue that the slasher films have always had a feminist streak, but never needed to pander to the group to get that message out. Mm-hmm. I think there's a reason that Final Girls are a thing, right? But I think my biggest issue, and I know some of you have heard this before, so I apologize, is just that ratings don't work the way we think they work anymore. When we were growing up and before the NC-17 existed and we were all angry that films were getting cut because they didn't want to get X ratings, we thought that movies got submitted to a board, they got a rating, and they had to get cut. That was true then. It's not true now. Basically now, the distributors are just telling the ratings board what they want. And as long as it's not really out of line, They get that rating. You know, Jack Valente ran the MPAA from 1966 to 2004. He was very politically connected. He was, Lyndon Johnson's special assistant at the White House. He was on the plane at Love Field when Johnson was sworn in hours after Kennedy was assassinated. This is a guy who was deeply involved in American politics. And he brought a almost political / government feel to what is an industry organization. When he left, all that power and all that influence really left with him, and the distributors became the people who, not just on paper as it always was, but in reality, run the MPAA. I said, put all that out there to say this. Blumhouse made a PG-13 film and wanted it to be PG-13. They didn't make an R-rated film that just happened to get a PG-13. They didn't make an R-rated film and decide to cut it so it would get a PG for another audience. This was the game plan. There's no way with the cost of movies and the way the system's set up, anything else is true.
What is the budget for the new Black Christmas movie? Let me look it up here and see.
And who's fronting the money? That's what I want to know. I wouldn't be surprised if Blumhouse wasn't fronting all the money on this.
I mean, I'm sure it's a very small budget. I'm sure it's like a tiny budget. Maybe
10 to 15 million, probably.
I would say less than that, because I mean, it looks like it was made for like $20. I mean, it looks that kind of cheap.
I'm gonna say $7 million. I'm gonna say $7 million.
I don't think it's been announced, but Blumhouse really aren't going to put more than 10 into a project like this.
I think that's smart, though.
It is.
If they put 10 million into this movie, my question is, where'd the other 9 million go? You know, whose pockets did that go into?
Product placement.
Nose candy.
There you go. Exactly. Exactly.
Well, Piz and Lauren, let me ask y'all something, because y'all frequently go to the theaters to see movies, and you review horror movies on your channels. Are you going to go see it?
No.
Because here's what I want to say, Piz. We live in this world now where, we need to vote with our dollar, right? And if you don't like the trailer, you got to vote with your dollar by not giving them your money. But the thing is, we got so many people that can't wait to watch a bad movie so they can hurry up and get their YouTube reviews destroying the film up. Right. That, like, all these horror people, they're going to go see it. That way they can go review it and get their video up like that and bash the film to get views and stuff. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword with us, a lot of these horror people. And that's fine. I'm not judging, because that's the game, right? Get your reviews up quick. Right. Get your, but, like, you got to vote with your dollar. Well, that's the problem.
Well, and Lauren, I was actually thinking this the other day when I was before I started watching Dr. Sleep. How do the studios keep track of gross when you're a card holder of one of the theaters, and for $20 a month you can watch as many movies as you want? How do they calculate how much of that $20 went toward Dr. Sleep versus how much of it went toward another movie?
I can't speak to the specifics, but I mean, I would imagine that they have to open their books. It's all electronic, of course, the ticket taking. It's all computerized. So I imagine they have to open their books. It used to be in the old days that it was a phone call and you just reported, and it was basically the honor system. And it was that way through the 90s. But today it's all computerized. I bet they just have their books open. But I mean, here's the thing. As the distributor probably has nothing on the line with this. So they're happy to release it to as many theaters as they can. The theaters are frankly going to be okay with it because they just need product to fill their 16 screens. So the only ones on the line are the production house. And however they finance the film, whether it was through, raising money independently, or if the company actually paid for it themselves, or whether they had investors. And add to that, if it, let's say it's a $10 million budget, if they shot it in an area where where there is significant tax credits, and on top of that, if they do have other as additional side deals and product placement, this budget, that the actual outlay of what they've actually spent, it could be half of that. Blumber have a great business model. It's a very smart business model. But the truth is, this film will make money. Will it make what they'd like it? They'd like everything to be Halloween 2018. That's not going to happen for this. But it's going to be very hard to vote with your wallet and make it count on this, because I think they already know the range they're going to pull in from it, and they will. They will. Yeah. So the question is, will I see it from Christian?
Yeah.
Christian, I see everything that comes out in the horror genre, period.
Okay.
And here's my reasoning. If I can. There's been some things that have slipped through the cracks, and there's been a very few films where I go, bye-bye, man, I can't do you. But I try to see everything. And the reason is because if you were old enough to remember in 1993 when the great horror drought of the 90s began, it was really shocking how we went from getting a horror movie every month or every 2 months to nothing for 6 months, 8 months. And then the theaters weren't even bringing the movies in every screen. I was driving halfway across the state to see a horror movie just so I got one new horror film in 6 months. I never want those days to come back. So as long as I can afford it, and with this, with the Regal plan, whereas I'm paying $21.99 a month, I can afford it. I'm going to support it. The distributors will still get paid for a full ticket price with the theater chain. So I'd rather money be going back, even if it's the projects I don't love, because it just helps the whole industry. And horror is fragile. And I never want it to become like the Western, whereas you can have a decade go by where maybe 3 Westerns come out. The horror genre, that could happen. I know it doesn't feel like it at the moment because it's everywhere, but if you lived through that early 90s drought, you probably know what I'm talking about.
I wasn't able to find a budget, but apparently, according to IMDb, it was filmed in New Zealand.
Cheap. Yeah. Great exchange on the dollar.
Yeah.
Very cheap. And I'm not going to pay to see it like the first remake in 2006. I mean, I would just pay to see another movie and then sneak in like I did at that point when I paid to see Charlotte's Web. And then I snuck into Black Christmas afterward just because I didn't want to pay a dime for it. And I was pretty revolted, but I've more or less warmed up to it a little bit over the years.
I like that movie.
So you're trying to tell us you're a criminal?
He said the statute of limitations are over on that.
Yeah.
He just likes handcuffs.
Yeah.
I saw the original Black Christmas. Isn't it so sad? Now we're going to have to talk about. Well, there's the original Black Christmas. There's the original remake, and then there's the remake. Oh God! But I saw the remake in the theater. And in a nearly empty theater, and I was pretty revolted afterwards too. But I mean, I've warmed up to that movie over the years too because of just I love the look of it. I love how garish it is. I love the energy of the movie. I hate the Billy backstory. I hate that Agnes and Billy are there's 2 killers in the movie. I hate all that. You know what I mean? But there's things about the movie that I do like.
But does anyone really want a true remake of Black Christmas?
I don't want a remake, period. But I mean, we got it, and I mean, I was pretty revolted after that first time. But I've warmed up to it over the years.
It's a head scratcher for sure. I remember when it came out, I was like, "Wait, what? Black Christmas? What? Like really?" It's almost like Blumhouse is saying, you know what, man, Halloween did so good, F it. Let's just do this. Let's see what happens. Screw it. Let's just go for it.
Well, that's what's disappointing about Blumhouse now, right? Is that they were the ones putting out the original titles. They were the ones that had figured out an old lesson, but had put it in the modern age of low budgets, unlimited resources, but you scope the film to them. It can compete on the open market. You can't lose money. So why now is it Halloween, Black Christmas? Why are we seeing them become the franchise guys the old school franchise guys?
Yeah, I don't see why more people aren't taking up the old Roger Corman, you know what I mean, business model. I mean, that's all Jason Blum's doing is the Roger Corman business model. I'm surprised more people aren't doing that, you know what I mean? And because if you make a movie and you keep it under a certain amount of dollars, you're guaranteed to make a profit. That's still today.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
Well, that's what New Line was doing with the Friday films. You know, you're spending too much damn money on these movies.
And arguably, if you conceive of the project with the budget in mind, you can make it look and feel as good as anything out there. Because you don't need $40 million spent on a horror movie, let alone 60 or 80.
yeah.
I mean, It Chapter 2 was ungodly expensive, and did it help the film?
No.
So who are we kidding?
Yeah. I think all that money went into Jessica Chastain's purse. Anyway.
A lot of CGI budget, I'm sure, too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it had to have been.
Yeah.
If they paid that much for that CGI, they have to rethink things, because I see Geico commercials with better CGI.
Well, Jessica Chastain, what's the other guy? James McAvoy. I mean, I'm sure they weren't cheap.
Oh no, they weren't.
Bill
cheap.
Hader probably wasn't that cheap.
I like
But
Bill
why do
Hader.
that? But why do that?
I agree. I totally agree.
I mean that movie did not need that level of talent to play those characters. I mean, I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, I mean, Jessica Chastain was in the director's movie Mama, so they're friends. But you know, she got paid damn well to be in that movie, and you know,
I mean, I
McAvoy
love
got paid.
those actors,
Oh, yeah.
but I love all three of those actors. But I just you don't have to get the highest paid person in your movie for it to be a good movie.
Yeah,
There's plenty of good actors out there.
yeah. I mean, it's especially with. I mean, most people are going to that movie are paying to see Pennywise, to be honest. And we saw, and what 5% of that movie was Pennywise. So
Pretty much.
yeah. Let's see. Let's move on. Let's talk about. Do you have something else to say, Lauren?
No.
Okay. Let's talk about Disney Plus. Did anybody sign up for Disney Plus?
No.
I didn't, man. I didn't. I'm hearing people be happy with it, though. Like, they got all the classic Disney movies that they used to watch growing up
My
and stuff.
wife signed up. Yeah.
I watched a buddy of mine who did a video about Disney Plus, and like every movie that he would click on was this little disclaimer would be on the screen saying that due to legal obligations, this movie won't be available on Disney Plus until 2020. It's like, okay, well, let's try the next movie.
Oh,
This movie will not be on Disney Plus due to legal obligations till 2021. Check back then.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
give us your $5 a month until then.
Exactly. Yeah. So they signed up Disney Plus to watch all these Disney movies that they don't have and that they won't have for a year or two.
Changing
Well,
it
they
to
did
Disney
it.
minus.
Sounds like false advertising.
Well, they did a smart thing. They debuted the Lady and the Tramp live action movie on there, and that's what got my wife and kids hooked. Was getting to see that.
Did they like it?
Yeah, they enjoyed it. I think my wife fell asleep during it, but the kids
I
liked
too.
it.
Did you
Yeah, no doubt.
did you watch The Mandalorian?
No, I haven't checked it out at all.
Oh, okay. I think that was like the big thing that got a lot of people subscribed is The Mandalorian.
I've seen mixed things about that.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm having a harder time giving money to Disney now. Like it's they own everything, and it's just I just feel bad giving my money to such a huge corporation.
They don't need no money. This is what sucks about it. It's like the competition's good, right? Because it brings out the best in companies. But like, there was a difference when I was growing up. It didn't cost me a dime to flip from WCW to WWF. I don't feel like paying all these streaming companies money a month. It's ridiculous. I've got more movies than I can count. I ought to just say screw all of this and just make myself watch all the movies I never have watched that are in my shelves. And that's the thing that sucks about this streaming crap. Get it together. Somebody buy everybody out. And make one just motherload streaming site. They got
That'd be
everything.
Disney though.
It's,
Screw it,
it's
Disney,
called
go for it.
Amazon.
Yeah, that's true, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But you see, I have a bigger problem. I don't like the idea of these studios opening their own streaming service because it's going to cause them to become very insular. So if they have success with something on in the movie theaters on a massive release, they're going to be in the business of trying to calculate as much product like that for the streaming platform as possible. So it creates a situation whereas we won't get those outliers as often because they're doing their own market research for their streaming service in the theaters and vice versa. I just think it's going to create a situation where it's even harder for original ideas to get out. Whereas if you have one streaming service that's licensing from a bunch of different sources, now those studios want to create things that service will want. So maybe you sell you license your horror film to Shudder, and your science fiction film goes to Hulu, and I think that's a healthier business model for the consumer. It's bad enough that we're all going to have to buy multiple services to get everything we want, though I don't. But I think having one studio to one service it's an apocalyptically bad move for most consumers, because I think no one's going to end up happy with any of the services, and they're all going to, everyone's going to be subscribed to too many.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you guys familiar with the new terms of service that are happening with YouTube about children's content and what's COPPA or COPPA or whatever it's called? Are you guys familiar with all that?
I saw Rambo did a video on it maybe a day or two ago, and I'm still kind of confused, like exactly.
Please explain this, Piz, because my buddy Devon Graham, he was telling me I got to change my settings if I want to have ads in my videos now.
From the best of my understanding, this isn't a YouTube thing. This is like the FTC. This is the government forcing this on YouTube, and it all has to do with targeted ads. Like if you search Ben Gay on Google, and then you jump on Facebook, and every ad you see is for Ben Gay, that's a targeted ad. They've your cookies and all that jazz. So if you see a targeted ad on YouTube, that brings a lot of money to that content creator, but it also it basically they have your information. Does that make sense? But they don't want these companies to get children's information. So if your channel is predominantly a children's channel, you will not be able to run targeted ads on your channel, which will basically mean the death of YouTube channels, or people will see 90% of their revenue cut if all they do is children's content. And YouTube posted like a list of things like, this is what children's content means. And usually when YouTube changes their terms of service and they tell you, they're very vague with everything. They were pretty clear with this, I thought. And I mean, for a channel like, this isn't a children's channel. We don't do children's content. It's not going to bother us. It's not going to hit us. Okay. It's not going to really hit any of our individual channels, because we're not talking about, we're not doing reviews of, Disney or Lady and the Tramp. You know what I mean? We're not doing reviews of children's movies. We're not doing reviews of, we're not, children are not our audience. So it should not affect any of us. It all depends on how YouTube implements it. Now, here's where the thing gets sticky. YouTube is it's all going to be machine learning. And whenever YouTube does things through machine learning, there is a long and very painful period of time where the machine is not very good. So I think that's the thing that's really sort of got people on edge, is how's YouTube going to implement this? Is the machine learning algorithm going to catch on? It's a slippery slope.
It's not new though. I mean, there's been limitations on how much advertisers of, say, fast food can advertise during children's programming hours. So, I mean, it's really an extension of that mindset.
Right.
I'm just numb to this, Biz. This ain't the first time this kind of stuff. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm just going to keep doing my thing. I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, you basically have to, like, when you... I'm sure you've seen it already on like your creator studio, the blue bar at the top. I mean, you either have to go into every single video that you've ever uploaded and click this video was not made for children, or you do a blanket one-time thing and say, no, my content is not for children, and then you just hope that none of your content is wrongly labeled as for children, because if it is, the FTC fines are $42,000.
That's if you have a video that's for children, but you mark it as not for children.
Exactly.
See, that's what I thought about, but I think it may be easier if I just go and delete a few videos rather than go in there individually. Because I have like 2 or 3 that, I mean, you know, there's some stuff for kids in there, but
you could just, you could delete that video, or you could just go into those videos separately and just put these are. You know, I forget what the wording is, but
what if it's not monetized? I mean, does it matter?
If it's not monetized, it probably doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all about if you're making money by using targeted ads, and that is but you're targeting children. Basically, if you're making money fraudulently with the new rules, because the idea is that if YouTube gets fined by the government, they're passing that fine right to you.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be as big a deal as people are making it out to be. I think that the amount of people creating children's content that is purely children's content that they would not identify as children's content to try and make money off is going to be very small. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm naive. I don't know.
I think what's got a lot of people concerned about it is again, you know, everything with YouTube is an algorithm. Everything with YouTube is machine learning. How many channels are going to be, you know what I mean? Is being miscategorized going to affect? Do you know what I mean?
You know, there's that kid, I forget his name. It's like Jonathan's Toys or some shit. He's huge. He's on like Hulu and stuff now. So, like, his channel would be, like, really, really hurt by this.
His channel would be decimated, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because, like, no ads, basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of stuff on YouTube like that, too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a whole genre of that kind of stuff.
You know, what's so funny is that, you know, not long ago, if you weren't kid-friendly, you were the enemy.
Yeah.
Now, if you are kid friendly, you're the enemy. You know what I mean? Jeez, it's.
Well, Piz, wasn't that a line in Child's Play 3? After all, children are just consumer trainees.
There you go.
No, it's...
and yeah. So, Piz, I think it's important that just to protect our asses right now, someone on the panel say "fuck you."
There you go.
There's my student body is lifted joke.
That cements us as not for kids. There you go.
Hey, Lauren, you sounded like that guy in Student Bodies. You know, in order for this movie to get an R rating today, we would like to tell everybody, "Fuck you."
Well, that was the reference. That was the reference.
Yeah, that was classic.
Let's see. I was looking back up through the chat. I thought there were a couple of questions toward us. A lot of people not liking Disney, I see in the chat.
Fuck Disney.
Let's see. What else have we got going on in the chats? Love for Who's Harry Crumb. I love Who's Harry Crumb, too. Great movie.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
So that channel I was talking about, it's called Ryan's World. Dude has 22.5 million subscribers.
Whoa!
And I see him all over the place. And so that channel is just going to cease to exist.
Oh, did you guys see the video Rambo Raff put out saying that he was going to be leaving YouTube in January because of this COPPA stuff? I don't. Again, you know, I don't think it's going to affect Rambo. I don't think it's going to affect his channel because, I mean, he's not doing children's content.
No? It's so hard to tell.
I know it's difficult to tell sometimes, but his channel is not targeted towards kids. So I mean, I think he'll be fine. But yeah.
Piz, real quick.
Yes.
Did you see I'm sure you're gonna get it. I'm so flipping excited to get that zombie Pamela Voorhees from Friday the 13th 3 that NECA's putting out, man.
I saw that. Yeah, that looks really cool.
Hell yeah, because I didn't get the mama with the little Jason. I wish I could have, man, but I remember, dude, you got it off of NECA.com.
I did.
Didn't
you?
you?
I did. Mm-hmm.
You got to let me know about this stuff, Piz.
Oh, that was a long time. I wouldn't have even known about it myself if not for my girlfriend. She sleuthed that one out for me. They must have had like some left over, and they were just throwing them out there first come first served. And I snagged some up, man.
I'm so sad I don't have that one, but this kind of makes me feel good because it's a cool figure, so I'm excited.
And this will be the last Friday the 13th figure that they put out until the lawsuit's over.
Oh, Piz, you just brought me down, man. I don't like thinking about it.
Oh, makes me cry.
That might not necessarily be true. If there's a character that Victor Miller has no stake in whatsoever, so basically any character from the sequels that is not even mentioned or intimated in the original, they could, hypothetically. I mean, it's again, the franchise ownership is not on the line. So, I mean, if they wanted to make, I'll throw one to you guys, not to me, a Reggie the Reckless figure, there's nothing stopping that.
Solid.
This lawsuit has no providence over that. But Jason is in a gray area right now. Mrs. Voorhees is completely off limits. There's where we're at. But I mean, if this forced them to actually make the villains, the victims, that might be a good thing, frankly, because we all own a million Jasons, right? I haven't bought an action figure in like 10 years, and I own several.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'd like the guy in part 2 with the axe in his face going down the stairs in his wheelchair.
Yeah.
Oh, give me that one.
I want the guy who looks like Dave Chappelle in part 3. What was his name? Spider. Look, Piz, it ain't Dave Chappelle, Piz. That's Dave Chappelle, baby.
I want a diorama. Of Demon in the shitter with the thing through his chest. That's what I want.
And then you open up the box and it plays the song they sang. Like,
yes.
Oh, baby.
Yes, that's what I want.
You'll have to send Lauren one of those, Piz.
Oh, I would.
Yeah.
Can we get a dancing Crispin Glover?
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Yeah. It just sucks, Piz. Like, tell me, Friday the 13th is the most fun horror movie franchise to collect. I love Nightmares more. It's my favorite. But Friday the 13th is so fun to collect. They put out so much cool stuff. And it's just like, I almost wish it was anything else. I'd rather it be Halloween, for God's sakes, than Friday the 13th. Like, you know what I mean? It just sucks, man. It really is a shame.
Yeah. Hey, isn't that Devon Graham says, I want Tina from part 5 in the forest.
Life size?
Exactly.
We need Ethel then.
Just give us the whole. Just give us the whole part 5 cast.
No, well, whatever. Have fun. I don't buy action figures anyway, so you guys have fun with that.
Oh, I would. Let's see. Janman Chronicles asks, have you seen how Bloody Disgusting panders to and promotes most any movie over being critical? They've even repeatedly told users, posters to quote-unquote calm down and give it a chance. Things like that.
Don't think that's anything new.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's obvious. It's obvious, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I believe they were the website that called Blair Witch like the scariest movie ever and like a game changer and all this and that. Do you know what I mean? So
to be fair, I hear that screening, whereas they duped the audience into thinking they were watching a movie called The Woods, and when they actually premiered the film, it was Blair Witch. I understand that was a very, very, very like euphoric screening, so maybe it really colored their perspective. But I can't believe afterwards on the drive home they didn't realize that hyperbole of that level was never going to play.
Yeah. Well, they've talked up a lot of kind of not great movies.
Hatchet 3.
Well, all of the Hatchet movies, really. But
Hatchet 2.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, all of them. Yeah. So yeah, I put zero stock in really any of those websites like that, to be honest. Zero stock.
Yeah, and you gotta love a source told one of our sources that, a writer has been picked for Halloween. Oh, who gives a crap? Who's your source? Name them. Name them, damn it.
Name the whistleblower. I want to know who it is.
It's dirt sheets is what it is. It's dirt sheets.
Yeah. Well, we'll give everybody out there in the chat who are going to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with us a few minutes to queue up your copy of the film to 0.00 right at the very beginning, and we'll get the ball rolling here shortly with our Planes, Trains, and Automobiles live commentary. While we're doing that, Gibson.
Yes, sir.
Give us a retro video game recommendation for the week.
Wow. Okay, we're getting an early start here. Well, I guess I'm going to bring it to horror, kind of a horror theme a little bit. This week is Mad World for the Wii. This game lets you run around with a retractable chainsaw, chopping people up, throwing them against spiked walls. It's set in like a futuristic game show, kind of Running Man style. And then the graphics, I don't know if you can see that, are like black and white. So kind of a Sin City vibe. It's a very cool game, minimal use of motion controls, and it is exclusive for the Wii. So that's Mad World.
Very nice. That sounds good. Yeah. That sounds good to me.
Yeah. And dirt cheap too, by the way.
Very nice. Very
awesome. It's like $16 on Amazon.
Oh, $3 at GameStop.
Oh, wow.
Hughes, of course, but yeah, dirt cheap.
That's cool. I'm surprised I haven't played that before.
Yeah, you could pick up a Wii and the game for $20, probably.
I've got one. I hope it still works.
Yeah. Get dig in the closet and get that layer of dust off of it.
That's a great system, though. Honestly.
Oh yeah, I got tons of stuff for it.
Stinger, are you still playing? Are you still playing Friday the 13th the game?
No, man, I hadn't played probably since last time I played with you guys. It's been quite a while.
Oh, okay.
Got kind of bummed out once I found out that there weren't going to be any more updates and stuff.
Yeah. I've not even turned my PlayStation on the other day for the first time in probably like 2 months. I was surprised it booted up.
I haven't used mine in a while. Probably took it an hour to do an update.
No, there was only one update, and it didn't take that long, surprisingly.
That's the problem I usually have. I'm ready to play, and it's like, all right, your download is going to take 2 hours. Okay, so the time I had to play is now gone.
Yep.
All right, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna grab a beverage. I'll be right back.
All right.
I've been playing Gears of War 5 a lot lately. I'm a big fan of that franchise. It's pretty fun. I think 4 was better, but it's still pretty fun.
Yeah, I can't do those 3D action first-person shooter type games.
Really?
They make me deathly ill. So I got to kind of bow out of those.
They make you deathly ill?
Yeah, the motion sickness.
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
Yeah, almost instant.
Can you? All right, I want you to live stream one night playing.
And you play
virtual reality. Whatever those.
Wow.
Give me
Fatality.
Black Ops, virtual reality. I want to see you play.
Virtual reality might actually kill me. Fatality.
Oh man.
Well, hey Christian, what'd you think of Deep Red?
I hadn't watched it yet.
Oh,
I've been meaning to. I was gonna watch. It's funny. I was gonna watch it last night, and then I ended up rewatching Bad Moon because I loved it so much.
Cool.
Oh,
and then
correct.
That's on the dude. I was so surprised by Bad Moon. I was like, man, this is crazy because they actually show the wolf and like when I think of a werewolf movie in my mind, I'm thinking to myself like, all right. I want to see like a werewolf like walking up a flight of stairs. I want to see a werewolf in a house. and I loved it. I thought it was so flippin' fun. Like, I like it more than American Werewolf. I really do. Like, I love American Werewolf, but when I watched Bad Moon, I was like, now this is a freaking werewolf movie. Let's see this son of a bitch just raise some hell.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a cool movie, man.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I still like The Howling, you know, but but Bad Moon, I was like, that's freaking awesome. But I'm excited for Deep Red, man. Everybody has told me, oh, you're gonna love Deep Red. You're gonna love it. So I need to get Don't Torture a Duckling, because Lauren said that one was badass. So like that's on my to get list. And yeah, and then I got a movie coming in tomorrow called The Gate 2, and I've got every anticipation of it not being as good as the first. But I'm really hoping like I can at least get some enjoyment out of it, because that first one is I love it. I love the first Gate so much, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched the first two Amityville Horrors, and I absolutely adored them. Like, I really did.
Oh.
I'd seen the first one in passing over the years, but that second one really kicked my ass, man. I tell you, especially because Uncle Paulie was the dad in the movie, and like he's such a mean son of a bitch. Like, he's so mean looking. So that actually, like, he was perfect for that movie. But then the movie just kept getting better for me, like more enjoyable and better, and raising the stakes as it went on. And I was like, wow, I didn't want it to end. So, you know, people had told me, hey, Amityville 2, man, check that one out. And they weren't BSing me. Like, I really, really liked Amityville 2. So,
hey, Christian,
what's up?
Did you catch at the end of Amityville 2? Did you catch the poster of Rocky, Sylvester Stallone's Rocky on the wall?
No, but you know, I'm not surprised now that you say that. Now I got to see that.
Yeah,
you know, that's funny.
It's probably a little Easter egg, because I saw it for the first time last month, just because I was meeting Diane Franklin at the New Jersey Horror Con, and
oh, nice.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I mean, I've never seen an Amityville movie before, but I thought it was all right.
Yeah, I liked it, man. And here's the other thing too. I just watched, and you guys probably, oh, for God's sakes, Christian. And I had seen it years ago when I first started collecting DVDs and stuff. And I don't know what it is, like watching a bad scan of a movie. For me, I can't stand it anymore now that we got Blu-rays and stuff. And my wife loves The Omen. She goes, Christian, let's go watch the original Omen. I'm like, I want to watch Amityville this or that. She goes, no, I want to watch The Omen. Let's watch it. And I just got that Scream Factory box set, and I was able to see the new 4K scan of it. And when I watched The Omen, that movie kicked my ass. Because I was thinking, oh, a child demon kid. I mean, I like It's Alive as a drive-in type movie. I love it. But I was like, I don't know about this. She's like, this movie's good. And when that broad jumped off the roof and hung herself and went through the glass, I was like, holy shit, I'm in for a ride. And that Omen, that original Omen, that's got to be one of the most coolest movies I've seen. I loved it so much.
2 and 3 are good too. I don't know if you've seen them yet, but
I've heard good things, man. Like, I don't know about The Awakening or the remake. Haven't seen them yet.
No, The Awakening's terrible.
Dude, that original Omen whipped my ass. I was not ready for it, and I thought it was. And that 4K scan, Jay, I mean, it looked so gorgeous. I mean, I'm able to sink into the movie like I know I'm seeing like a pristine, clean, edition of the movie. Like, I can't watch a DVD of it now. It would just piss me off. So it truly opened my eyes to the film, and I just thought it was freaking awesome. I'm telling you, I like got goosebumps when she jumped off that building and she crashed through the glass. God, man.
Is this for you, Damien?
God, it freaked me out. So I loved it. I can't wait to dive into the sequels.
Yeah, I would say part 4, you probably would not waste your time. And I've seen the remake, but I don't remember anything about it.
Well, I mean, that set the bar high for me, man. I want to rewatch that Omen again, because I just thought it was, I don't know, man. I can't praise it enough. I really freaking loved it. So,
all right, cool. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
All right, everybody in the chat, I hope you guys are ready. We've got our copies of the film set at the very beginning, 0.00.00. So I'll count down from 3, and then we'll get the party started in 3, 2, 1, and go.
And go.
You guys have the Paramount logo?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Jason.
Yeah.
That old Part 8 intro.
Yeah, right.
75th anniversary.
Thank you, Stone, for sending me a digital copy, because clearly I didn't own it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I just bought the Blu-ray and DVD combo, so I don't have any use for digital copies. So there you go. Mm-hmm.
So that's how much I'm worth to people.
This is probably my favorite scene.
In the whole movie?
Maybe not. I just love this. Like, I always wonder, is this really how like big business magazine companies like do stuff? Like this guy just staring at these pictures, not saying anything.
There's Ferris Bueller's dad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Well, with that tie, he needs things more than to go.
I love Steve Martin, man.
Have you read any of Steve Martin's books?
I haven't, actually. I haven't bought any of his banjo albums either, but I hear he's a pretty talented guy. Put out like 8 banjo albums.
I've read 2 of his books, Shop Girl and what was the other one?
Is that like a nonfiction?
Yeah, it's like a novella he wrote. There's another one he wrote too that I thought was pretty good. I can't think of the name of it on top of my head though.
I think they may have made a movie out of Shop Girl.
They did.
Oh man. He just stares at it. Doesn't. And then I think he doesn't even pick a cover. He's like 6 hours, we even pick one. Oh Jesus.
Now, see, this came out in '87. This was the same year that Steve Martin also wrote probably my favorite film with him in it, which is Roxanne, where he had the big nose. He was the fire chief with the big nose.
That's a good one, yeah.
That's a great one. Oh, yeah.
I need to see that, man. I got to write that down.
Yeah, check out Roxanne.
All right, Stone, is this an honest depiction of New York?
At that time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exaggerated,
especially at that time.
Kevin Bacon stealing calves from you.
Mm-hmm. You know what? There's not a lot of dated stuff in this. Oh, I love the Roy Rogers in the background, but there's not a lot of dated stuff. I mean, the clothing, it's still pretty contemporary. Oh, God, Kevin Bacon.
This is now. Well, Stone. This is Midtown, so there's no way there's a cab available. If this is today, no way.
No way at all. Yeah, no. I barely even see a cab in Midtown
because this is 6th Ave, so you have to go over at least to 8th, because then you're going to catch the people, going out to the bars on the way back.
Oh yeah, easily.
Although I'd go all the way over to Alphabet City because that's smarter. You can get cabs to go anywhere there.
I love that little run he does with his bags.
Crunch.
Oh, man. I feel bad for the stunt guy because that was a real fall on the pavement right there.
You could feel that fall, yeah.
Kevin Bacon's such a dick.
He is.
Oh, my God.
Thank you. But you know what? He's probably... Admit it, you'd probably rather hang out with Kevin Bacon than John Candy in terms of characters in this movie.
Probably so. You'd probably get annoyed with John Candy relatively quick.
Yeah. You don't know nothing about Kevin Bacon at all, yet I could probably have more fun with him.
Okay, this is the best character in the movie right here. The guy he's trying to get the cab from.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what cab drivers look like today either.
I'd comment on how I think they look, but I think we need standards and practices. I think they look like Uber drivers now.
Pay 75.
Love that guy.
If he's going over a bridge, that's not a crazy price, to be honest.
Man, I feel this guy's anxiety. Oh, man. I need to pop a Xanax before I watch this movie.
I just noticed something for the very first time. Whenever he looks down and sees his cab is gone, where that puddle of water is, there was a shower ring in the puddle of water. Oh my god. How much does it cost to film in New York like this? Like in the way they set up, is this all extras in this, or how do they do that? Does anybody kind of have an idea?
Those are all real New Yorkers, and they probably weren't paying attention. They were just doing their thing.
That is insane. I can believe that though.
One of my, I mean, Gremlins 2 is shot in New York, and I love it when the Bat Gremlin comes down and attacks Dick Miller. If you look at all the New Yorkers in the back, they don't even notice the Bat Gremlin. They're just trying to get by.
That's nuts.
I mean, but that's New York. That's just New York for
you. Bat Gremlin's like the craziest thing they've seen that
day. Nobody gives a shit.
Welcome to New York.
Yeah, New York.
Oh my god, is that a young Joey Lawrence?
I was going to say, which Lawrence kid is that?
Oh, no. I don't think any of these kids did anything else.
That's one of them. I don't know if it's the older one or Joey, or the younger one or Joey.
Paige, you had a haircut like that growing up, huh?
Little mushroom stamp.
I may have, yeah.
Stone, I'm just a little disturbed by none of these kids did anything else. Do you mean like they assassinated the kids after they were done filming their scenes? Is that it?
I've never seen them do anything else. I mean, they were probably just,
Hollywood, late 80s, we don't want to know what came after.
Yeah.
The Canadian Mounted.
The Canadian Mounted. John Candy is Canadian, so it makes sense that he'd read that.
That was Matthew Lawrence.
Oh, his younger brother?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh.
He has two younger brothers, so it's one of those two.
I'm waiting for Lauren to laugh once.
Oh, keep waiting. I'm tough. I'm just real tough on this. Comedies just don't really resonate with me.
Oh.
I mean, every once in a while there's something like Brain Candy that does, but it's few and far between.
He manages to be so annoying yet sympathetic at the same time. It's like you're mad. I mean, you're mad at yourself for being mad at this guy, but he's such an asshole.
The thing is, he's showing some compassion. It's like, hey, I'll make it up to you. I'll buy you a beer or something.
Yeah, but he totally fucks you over, and then he's like, "Oh, woe was me. I guess somebody likes me."
Somebody offers me a hot dog. I'm like Kevin from The Office. Okay, I'll take it.
Okay, I got to say, if I was Steve Martin in this situation and I couldn't get a first-class seat when I paid for it, I would be livid. Del Griffith aside, I would just be livid. I was like, man, no, I paid for this.
Right.
I've gotten bumped from flights because they oversold and everyone showed.
Ugh.
It's awful. They do take care of you, but it's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So which airport are they flying out of here? Did I miss that?
O'Hare International.
No, that's where they're landing. Right?
Oh, JFK. Chicago. What did JFK?
Was it JFK or was it Newark? LaGuardia. I don't know.
Was that a little model? Was that a little model plane right there that they had that shot of?
Possibly.
Or stock footage.
He is
So
shoulder to shoulder with him.
So apparently in Japan there is an attraction at an amusement park. You'd have to do your own research because I saw it and I've forgotten most of the details. But it is a flight crash simulator, whereas you actually sit among people and they in a plane and they simulate what it would be like to be in a crashing plane.
I don't know if I'd like that.
Everyone says that, but apparently it's doing well.
Oh.
Huh. I could do a strangulation simulator. I can just choke the life out of people. It's like an odd thing to want to participate in.
Anybody who takes their socks off on the that's just the worst.
Oh God!
I've never flown before. Is Coach really that cramped?
Look at him waving his.
It could be.
It depends on the airline.
Yeah.
If you're like shoved into DC-10 or something, yeah, it can be.
Oh man!
It also depends how long the flight is.
Is that Walter Cronkite?
Oh no! Actually, that's a John Hughes regular. He was in Home Alone, and he's also been in many other Hughes films.
Yeah, I know. I've seen him in a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. He's got a very familiar face.
It's been a long time since I've been on a plane. I've got a really creepy plane story. It's not really a story, but just a situation. Back in 2000, late 99 or 2000, I remember we were going to Disney World for something. And me and my brother could not sit by my parents. They had to move us around. We were big wrestling fans when we were growing up. And this is no lie. Chris Benoit sat across from me on a plane in coach. And me and my brother, we're little kids, and my brother was like, Christian, that's Chris Benoit. That's Chris Benoit. And I remember we were so petrified to say anything to him. But, yeah, I mean, I obviously, now knowing now what's going on with him and what happened to him, it's very eerie to think about. But he just seemed like a normal dude. I mean, he was obviously, steroided out and ripped and just looked really scary. But, it was really strange. I was right next to Chris Benoit on an airplane, so.
In hindsight, it was probably a good idea not to talk to him.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I remember he just took a nap, laid there, and we made eye contact once, and like he's very. You could tell he was very introverted. When I think about it, I just get goosebumps because it's like, wow, I sat next to the guy that butchered his kid and his wife, and I don't know, it's creepy to think about.
Oh,
really?
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Lost his mind, man.
Did he kill himself too?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot of speculation still, but I mean, I've listened to enough podcasts and people that were talking to him that weekend. He was in mentally he was going down an abyss. Apparently, that just
Bueller.
Well, the way he took his own life too is pretty hardcore.
Yes.
So yeah, that I get, man. Whenever I think about that, it's almost like, whoa. I don't know. I get a chill when I think about it. Just so random too, man.
I never was a fan of his when he was wrestling, so it's like, I mean, still tragic. But I never liked him.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that won't get you on the mic. He just does all the flashy, crazy stuff. But he can make anybody look like a good wrestler. That's kind of what that guy was.
Oh, yeah, he was a worker for sure. He was a great worker.
That's why I was always an Eddie Guerrero guy, because he could make you laugh. So he could do all the crazy stuff like Benoit, the technical, but Eddie would make you laugh like nobody's business. So
I like you, Eddie.
that's another,
no doubt.
rest in peace, Eddie. I loved Eddie.
Would he make you laugh more than this movie so far?
Eddie Guerrero, I'm easily amused, Lauren, but I think you could. I'll laugh at anything. Like, you ask me what's going on, I'll just start laughing. Yeah.
I will say though,
an idiot,
this is already 1,000 times better than any Corey's movie.
Oh God, I knew that was
coming. Doobies Paxiola.
Huh.
On the lat pull down machine, huh?
All right, Lauren. Are there taxis like this still?
This is Wichita, Kansas, or something. I don't know. I've never seen a cab like this.
That's the guy that played Kramer on the TV show. On the show.
Oh, okay.
Of anybody that watches Seinfeld.
Yeah, that's not Michael Richards, but I know.
Yeah, he plays the character of Kramer on the show.
Yeah,
when they do
No, when they do the sitcom.
Looks like a shag cab. He's got a parrot in the back of the cab.
Oh man, it drops down too.
Oh my god.
It's a nice place.
The Brave
I've stayed worse.
This is the days before bed bugs. I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Any motel that's paid by the hours. Good stuff.
I wouldn't take your black light in there.
You see that thing from space.
I feel like they don't make movies like this anymore. Granted, I'm up to date with the comedies that just typically come out, but I just feel like they don't make these anymore.
They absolutely don't. This movie, I think, has an incredibly tight script. I mean, everything leads into the next thing. Now they would just put a camera on them and let them ad-lib for 30 minutes and try to cut something together.
Even all the smaller characters like this guy, the hotel guy, they're so memorable.
Absolutely. His son he's hilarious. Coming up soon. Gives him the ride.
No good. That's the kind of people that I have where I live in Louisiana.
Oh, in Georgia, same thing. Heck, I may be one of those people. I'm not sure.
I like how he stutters. You mean share? Share? What?
And he paid for the room.
Yeah. And got his credit card.
Dude, I don't have the guts to just meet up with somebody, and I don't care if there's nowhere to stay. Like, I'm just not getting a hotel room with a stranger. Like, I've seen too much.
Christian,
sharing
that
a bed
depends
with them?
entirely on the stranger. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Oh, hello.
Based on this based on John Candy's character, to me, he screams like psychopath. I just wouldn't have done
No,
it.
you're not wrong in this case. I'm just saying, you don't want to use universals in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I'd probably go universally. Would not.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But he didn't intend on sharing a room with somebody. He thought they were going to get two different rooms.
Even Steve Martin even showers pissed off.
Ugh.
About to turn on the magic fingers.
John Hughes loved his vibrating beds.
Do they still have those in hotel rooms?
I've never seen one.
I've never
seen one either.
I've never seen one in my life. Never seen one in my life.
Is it a sex thing about it? I don't know. Massage? I don't know.
There seems to be, I'm looking at it right now with John. There's nothing appealing to me like that. It's not exactly like a back massager. Those things you put on your chairs. Bed just vibrates.
Oh,
try sleeping on it. How do you even how do you relax on a vibrating bed?
You could have left him one decent-sized towel.
Oh, he did. He did.
That's horrible.
One thing I do hate are motel pillows. I hate those little tiny flat motel pillows. Hate them.
Yes.
I've met a lot of people that actually take their own pillow.
Yeah. I've done that before,
too.
I've done that before, but most of the time, I
I don't want my pillow in that bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
I usually take about 4 or 5 of those damn hotel pillows.
Yeah.
Oh,
So when will the first murder sequence
Thank you.
happen?
The first murder sequence.
It's coming up.
Very soon. Very soon.
One thing I like about watching all these movies, especially like new ones that I haven't seen yet, or old movies I hadn't seen yet, is that Bill Murray's brother, Brian Doyle, he always seems to pop up like when you least expect it. Kind of like Ted Raimi in movies. Like Ted Raimi will just pop up in a movie like, oh, whoa, it's Ted Raimi. Cool.
You
But
can
Brian
usually hear
Doyle-
his voice. You can tell him by his voice.
I love Brian Doyle Murray. Like he is so funny.
too.
And like Vacation, when he's like, how much? Like he's that does include outdoor life. Like I love him in Caddyshack too. Didn't he like run the caddies in that one scene? And then he was in Christmas Vacation as like the boss man. Get me somebody. Somebody else. Oh, I'm waiting on somebody.
I also liked him as the arcade guy in Wayne's World.
Oh my God, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
Brian. It's funny. Like he pops up and he just pops up all the time in movies when you're not ready for him.
yeah.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Fuck you.
Ugh. You know, of all the things that he's doing, you know, scratching his nuts, smoking, I'm surprised he never farts in the whole movie. There's not one single fart.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Something to put you on.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Ugh.
I feel like Steve Martin's job in this scene is so easy because like I'd be so pissed off, even acting.
You know what?
Like
He's the straight man. He is literally the straight
Yes.
man in this movie. When
Yes.
when usually he's the wild and crazy guy.
Yeah, I think of him in The Jerk, and then to see him acting like
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the jerk. Oh,
That's
the
my
man with
favorite
two
Steve Martin movie.
brains.
Oh,
Oh, the jerk. Oh, okay. Oh, the man with two brains and all of me.
Yeah.
I like most of his movies.
I do too.
Yeah. I even like House Guest, and he did one with Queen Latifah that was pretty good.
And
Both
remember
things, I like both things.
remember the sequel to Goodfellas called My Blue Heaven.
Rick Moranis, right?
Oh yeah, they did a great team.
oh, that reminds me. I just want to bring up just for a second. Did y'all see? I don't know if it was fake news or not. That the original, like all the surviving Ghostbusters, are going to actually be in this new one.
Oh, yeah.
Like I saw Bill and Dan, which that sounds cool. I guess, huh? Maybe.
Yeah, no, I think Bill Murray's been confirmed.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. That's another one of my favorites.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was also '87. That was Steve Martin's year.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Lauren,
Three
what,
Amigos.
Oh yes, Three Amigos. Love it.
what would be your favorite comedy, Lauren?
Probably Brain Candy. The kids
Kids
in
in the Hall, Brain
Yeah,
Candy.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. I mean, if you want to call Heathers a comedy, then it's one of my favorite films of all time. It's my third favorite film.
What's a black comedy?
Kind of, but when you normally think of comedies, I wouldn't include it because I think there's just too much going on. But like comedies that are just supposed to make you feel good and happy, yeah, that's tough for me.
Yeah. Lauren has no use for that.
Hey, Lauren, I recommend you give it a chance. But my favorite comedy of all time is a movie called Night Shift, where Henry Winkler and Michael Keaton, in his first film, they start a prostitution business out of the New York City morgue.
Dude, that is a fantastic movie.
That is one of the greatest. That is one of the greatest comedies.
Oh man,
It's so
You're right.
underrated.
I love that movie.
So underrated.
I will give you a quarter if you will just shut up. That Henry Winkler is so funny, and I don't think he gets enough credit for that.
Oh, not nearly enough. Not nearly enough. You can tell that John Candy's character has gotten this kind of hazing before from other people.
I just love how it's like, I don't care. Like, I don't even think I would be as good as Steve Martin. Like, this dude has just aggravated you to no end, and he gives you a half pity speech, and you're just like, fine, I'll go to bed. I'm like, no, dude, screw you. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
In writing, this technique is called guilting the reader, whereas you intentionally set them up to feel one way and then provide a different emotional response immediately after. It's always effective, but it is kind of cheap. It worked here, so good, I guess. But it's a well-worn trope.
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite Christmas movie, Lorne?
Can I just choose to be in a coma for Christmas instead?
Oh, Lorne. It's the most wonderful time of year, man. Come on.
Oh,
with the highest suicide rate.
Well, let's not talk about that, Lorne. Come on.
Yeah, it's not my favorite time of the year.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
I don't know about you guys. Every Christmas Day, I watch The Ref with Dennis Leary.
Oh, wow.
Another one of my favorite comedies.
My favorite Christmas movie is A Christmas Vacation.
Oh, easily.
Can't go wrong, huh?
No,
good choice.
Can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong at all.
And I think my favorite Steve Martin movie, this is kind of an odd one, is Parenthood.
Oh,
I was going to mention that earlier.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice, yeah.
No doubt.
The Leaf Phoenix, I think that was his first film. Early Keanu Reeves, Martha Plimpton.
Oh my God! Wait a minute, Leaf Phoenix. You're talking about he's now Joaquin Phoenix.
Right.
Yeah, I think his first movie was actually. Do you remember Space Camp?
Oh, was that it?
Yeah. He's the kid that befriends the little robot. Oh, God. I love this. I love
this. This is my favorite part of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Kisses his ear. Oh. Why are you holding my hand?
Lauren just laughed. Lauren's laughing.
Oh.
This is good, huh, Lauren?
Yeah.
Man.
Even if he doesn't laugh, I could tell that he's at least mildly amused.
This is better. This is better than License to Drive. That's going to be my
I agree with that.
Damn.
I don't know. It's a close one for me.
Ooh.
See that Bears game last week?
Oh my! The only way this movie could have been better is if Corey Haim was in the Steve Martin role. Corey Feldman put on about 250 pounds and was the John Candy role.
Oh man!
You are a genius, Piers.
And then it had been directed by John Landis flying a helicopter.
God knows Corey Feldman knows how to say some stupid stuff.
Oh, that is so disgusting. Oh.
That's a big pair of drawers.
Another common type of house that Hughes likes to use.
Oh yeah. That's a Hughes house for sure.
Well, what do you call that?
That's like the Home Alone house, just smaller.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of that design. I can't think of the name right off. Just like flat.
Is this your all's favorite John Hughes movie?
No, not my favorite John Hughes movie.
That's a hard choice, man. He's got so many good ones.
Yeah,
I think it is my favorite.
Yeah, directing is my favorite.
Is
Right.
Is that the guy who did? Is this the guy who did Weird Science?
yeah.
Yes.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite all day long.
Mm,
Okay.
Yeah.
The
I
first
love
42
Weird
minutes
Science.
of Breakfast Club.
yeah.
I love Breakfast Club too, man. I do.
Well,
Love it.
and until they become friends, falls apart. Once they like each other, movie sucks. But up to that point, it's awesome.
Well, and Christmas Vacation. Of course, he wrote the first three vacation movies.
That's that's in
He
there.
was
somewhere.
writing his first vacation. My favorite.
Oh, I love the first one. Yeah, Wally World. Oh yeah.
That's one I never go to. I always go for European or Christmas.
Oh.
Man.
They're all good. But,
Vegas is not good, sir.
No.
Oh, I actually like Vegas.
Where can I get
think
some
it gets
damn bait?
I think Vegas gets a bad rap. I actually kind of like it.
Stone,
gotta go with
Stone, I
gotta go
don't
with
care.
Lauren on this one.
Stone, I don't care how many times I watch Vegas Vacation. When he throws the chicken breast on the rock and it steams
Yeah.
up, I die every time, man. I'll go get the tongs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or Chevy, like he had the Stallone syndrome in the '90s. Like it was just bomb after bomb after
Yeah.
bomb. Chevy was swinging for the fences in the '90s.
Oh,
Did you guys see his talk show? Chevy's
Yes.
talk show? I actually
I
watched
remember
it quite a
what
bit.
it
Yeah.
me too. I did too. Well, as long as it was on.
Yeah. For like a month.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big deal back in the day.
He's my favorite. Like,
I love it.
Chevy is my
Flash,
favorite
come on.
comedian. Yeah.
Chevy
Well,
Chase.
come on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we named one of our dogs Chevy Chase. Me and my wife love Chevy so much. I love Fletch. That's one of my favorite.
Yes.
That's probably my favorite comedy is
Yeah.
Fletch.
Another Fletch too.
I love. freaking
What's your
Flash.
name?
I got it
Dr.
on-
I love Fletch, but I love Fletch Lives almost more because when it goes off the rails, it does so beautifully.
Dude, yeah, I was gonna say I love that too. Some people, like I talk to people, like, what are you talking about Fletch too? I was like, yeah, Fletch Lives. It's
Yeah.
great, man.
Mhm.
You know,
Any film that parodies Song of the South just for shits and giggles, that's amazing.
And now here we have one of the great character actors of all time
here we go.
making his film debut, Dylan Baker.
I can believe film debut.
This guy is awesome. He just steals it. He nails it.
He does.
Oh,
I've turned the volume up for this one.
Oh, you have to. You're the shower curtain fella?
oh Jesus.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh.
I had a screenwriting professor that said he was still friends with him, and he can still do that noise. Oh, the grunt.
Now, Stone, how authentic is his presentation? Like the teeth and everything.
Oh, perfect.
Like, no, I mean, like, what I'm saying is, like, when he goes home after filming, does he look exactly the same? His teeth and everything.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh man, he has got a nasty set of choppers.
It's chewing tobacco.
Get
Does-
your lazy butt out here and put that trunk in the back.
You guys are funnier than the fucking movie.
Come on.
Oh. Oh.
Now that scene good, you know.
Ugh.
Oh. Jeez.
She didn't scream or nothing.
Oh Lord.
Dude, he's got to be freezing.
What's the temperature? 1.
One
1.
in the back of a truck. Can you imagine?
Oh, shit. I had the volume turned up too loud. It scared me.
There's a dog.
You guys are cheating.
Yeah, the dog was under the hay the whole time. Really.
Okay, Lauren, a Christmas Story or a Christmas Carol?
Which Christmas Carol?
That's what I was going to ask you next. If you said a Christmas
Which
Carol.
version?
Mickey Mouse.
The Albert Finney one.
Mickey Mouse.
No, the Muppet version.
No, I don't.
That's a good one.
I've seen all the Christmas Carol movies. The reason why I go with the Muppet version is because the great Gonzo plays Charles Dickens, and at the end of the movie he says,
Whoa. Me? Whoa.
what was that?
Hello.
Sir,
Are you,
a
Lauren?
leaf blower?
It sounds like diarrhea.
Sounds like dial-up internet.
Oh.
I don't think it's me.
To answer your question, the George C. Scott Christmas Carol.
Okay, that's a good version.
He is Scrooge.
Not the super gritty, dirty Albert Finney one?
Ugh.
Ah.
Or the classic British Alistair Sim.
Listen, I won't die on any of those hills. Christmas is just not my thing.
Well, we're going to change that this year on the Sausage Factory, Lauren. We're going to change that.
Listen, I don't care where you hang the mistletoe. This is not going to work.
Oh, wow.
Week one.
What about Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas? You like that one?
Excuse me?
It's called Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. 77.
Yeah, I love it. It's my favorite.
That's a good one.
Week 1 of December, Miracle on 34th Street, live commentary. Week 2 of December, It's a Wonderful Life commentary. Okay? Are you with me, Lauren?
Sausage Nation, I'll see you in January.
Hey, if we do an auto commentary for any Christmas movie, I'd vote for Ernest Saves Christmas.
Know what I mean?
Exactly. Lauren's like, no, what?
Is it? I feel like this whole season is just, hey, Lauren came on last year. This year, let's kill him. As the Sausage Factory becomes a prolonged snuff film.
We do have one live commentary scheduled for December, but it's for a different Christmas movie. And it's actually one that Lauren approves of. So
I don't even remember. You've just erased my brain at this point.
If I could throw any movie into the hat for Christmas, it's got to be my. It's funny because Siskel and Ebert, I think, actually praised this movie, Funny Farm. It's got to be my favorite Christmas movie.
Oh,
I don't know if anybody's seen Funny Farm is
Chevy Chase.
So freaking hilarious to me.
I love it.
Funny Farm is so good. That's our mailman.
I think we should just all claim that we're doing a commentary of The Day the Clown Cried.
Oh, okay.
No one will know any different.
Actually, isn't that going to be released in full in about 5 years? Because didn't Jerry Lewis say that after he's dead for 10 years, they can finally put it out there?
Yeah, but there's a question about whether they will.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's the Library of Congress, so who knows?
Tell me that guy that doesn't have mice in a box walking on his leg.
That man has mice on his leg. Yep.
Oh my god!
I've never noticed the mice.
Me neither.
Oh man!
Hey Jay, before I forget, you need to send me your address because when I get Cat, I'm going to send you a copy.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, that'd be great, man. Thank you.
Did you track down Cats?
There's a VHS copy on its way to me coming over the Pacific.
Wow.
I have to either fix the VCR or buy a new one, which I think buying the new one's going to be the smarter move.
You got cut. I'm sorry.
You got busted. Remember, this is the 80s, back when you can smoke cigarettes on a train and a bus.
And a plane.
Yeah, exactly. You can smoke on a plane, too.
And movie theaters.
Yep.
And hospitals.
Well, only in the lodge in the movie theaters, though.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, generally speaking, down in the general auditorium you couldn't, but then in the lodge you could smoke. Most places.
You know, what year did all that stop? I was trying to find it the other day.
Early 90s, I don't know exactly.
Because I remember, always having the little ashtray in the armrest.
Yep.
That was before I smoked, but
that they cleaned every 7 months or so.
Oh God.
There was a movie theater in Clinton, New Jersey that I always wanted to take one of those UV lights through to actually just light up the whole fucking place.
No.
So would this be categorized as a road picture, so to speak?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a road picture. I guess you could call it a Thanksgiving movie, but then again, how many Thanksgiving movies are out there?
I guess not a lot, right?
There is a great Thanksgiving horror movie out there called Blood Rage.
Blood Rage.
If you guys have not seen Blood Rage, watch Blood Rage. Damn good movie.
And Thanksgiving. And they made a few sequels of that one.
Blood Rage is on Tubi, right, Piz?
I don't know.
It's on YouTube in its entirety.
Oh, it's probably both.
Nice.
It's on Shudder as well.
Oh, is it?
Pretty sure it's on Shudder. Yeah.
So in the background of the scene, guys, that's called a payphone. We used to use them to make phone calls between two people.
There's Galaga.
Galaga. Anybody pick up any of those arcade one-ups?
No.
No.
I wouldn't mind picking up a couple of them if I can find them on sale.
Yeah, I want the Street Fighter too. I want that one. If they made a Miss Pac-Man, though, I'd get that because that was my first game I ever played. So I always prefer to play Miss Pac-Man over Pac-Man. Not that it's any different, I don't guess, but I just love the artwork for Miss Pac-Man.
Girl power.
Yeah, I'm right. I'm woke. In the Black Christmas movie, if they have any arcade machines, they'll be Miss Pac-Mans.
Home Sweet. Joe Bob Tarhill mentions Home Sweet Home, which is a Thanksgiving horror movie from the 80s. Starring Jake Seinfeld.
Oh.
It's good, but it's slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care for it personally.
It was. Most people came across it as a television movie, so.
Yeah.
All the extras in the scene, some of the women extras, they got the shower curtain rings in their ears.
The bigger the hoop.
They're made of helium, so they're very light. What?
Oh yeah, they could.
Piz, I've got the perfect horror movie for you. It could be found footage or not. Well under a $10 million budget. Blumhouse could put it out. Forget Black Christmas. Let's make Black Friday and have it about the day, when everybody's trying to get deals. You could have some carnage in that.
I'm surprised it hasn't been done yet.
Hey, Kristen, you know what the ultimate Black Friday movie is? Dawn of the Dead.
That's
the first
true, right?
It is. I watch it every Black Friday. Every Black Friday.
Somebody needs to capitalize on that, man.
Oh.
Black Friday.
I mean, when all the zombies are beating on the doors to get into the pennies, and the announcer says, "Why pay more when the sales aren't a problem?" Yeah.
Yep.
That's how it all started. That's Black Friday right there. Yeah, I just love the satire in the original Dawn of the Dead. Love it.
Doesn't the original Stepfather take place over Thanksgiving?
I don't remember.
I don't remember, honestly.
It's a great movie, though.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it since the 80s, but...
I haven't seen it since maybe the early 90s. I don't really think I need to revisit it. I think I have good memories. I think I'm good with the memories.
Is that Jill Schoellen in that?
You bet.
And the great Terry Quinn.
Terry Quinn, yeah, he does a great job.
Does anyone of you watch Millennium? Did any of you watch the show?
I watched a little bit of it back in the day.
So friggin' good. It really, and it's aged really well. But Terry Quinn's entire arc through the 3 seasons is just amazing.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch it all the way through again.
It's one of the few television things that ever held my attention.
I don't know. It's kind of odd. Chris Carter was really trying to do too many things at one time, I think.
Yeah, the first season is basically just 7.
Yeah.
But the second season is like, it's exactly what I want in a television show. I mean, it's so dark, but so stylish and so wonderfully dense. Lance Hendrickson is just at his best. Terry Quinn is great as a supporting role. It almost seems like dream stuff, like that really happened in the 90s. Not today. You could almost understand it to get real actors and a real sense of darkness, but then really amazing.
I take it back. This is my favorite part coming up.
Yeah. I think it's my favorite too. Like, how many disasters can one man endure?
I would have lost, dude. I would have just dropped dead well before this point. I couldn't handle it. I would have just had a heart attack on the spot.
But has anything that's happened though? Is every situation that happens something that truly does happen in real life? Is that why a lot of people like this movie? Because everything seems to be fairly plausible, not in the sequence that it happens, but all the stuff that's happened is stuff that happens on a regular occurrence.
Well, some of it, sure, yeah.
People relate to this movie more than most other comedies just because of the travel on the road aspects and everything, and just dealing with delays and everything. It
all happens, but probably not all to the same guy on the same trip.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Of course, yeah.
I love Edie McClurg as the car rental lady. I just adore her.
He's just getting ready to blow, man.
Gobble, gobble.
Yeah.
Lauren is trying so hard not to laugh right now.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Oh, come on,
What
Lauren.
if she had lived that noise? I bet she had to, right?
She is just so adorable. Now, how many times does he drop the F-bomb in this scene? 1.
That's 7 so far. 8.
8, yeah.
10.
She has the best line at the end of this.
Oh yes, she's got the. Comedy is all about reaction. It's all about reaction.
I had 15 times. May have missed a few.
You're fucked. When this movie came out, the critics really loved it. I mean, they fell in love with it, and they were really surprised that, John Hughes, who wrote all these teen speak movies, made this. But the one thing that they did not like was the music score. I've never had a problem with the music, to be very honest. I mean, it's very cartoony. I've never had an issue with it.
Yeah, I don't either. Looks awfully similar to the Vacation car,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Mm.
The family truckster.
The family truckster.
You may now, but wait till you'll drive it.
Wait till you drive it, yeah.
Oh, dang.
That's like a Mercedes truckster.
Yeah.
It is a Mercedes too.
My pleasure. Oh!
I'm feeling like this film has more than surface similarities to The Hitcher.
Are you saying that John Hughes may have been inspired by The Hitcher?
By Rutger Hauer?
I'm saying that John Candy is Rutger Hauer.
Oh.
Well,
What if it's all like a Jacob's Ladder scenario? He actually died, like on the first plane.
Go with the flow.
Hey, Jay, Barbecue Network is asking a Beck question in the chat that you need to get at.
I think he has, hasn't he?
You were quoting Beck today, so... yesterday.
I know he has, but I can't think of when. Was he in like A Life Less Ordinary or something? Some film from the 90s?
Oh, yeah, that had Ewan McGregor in it. And Cameron Diaz.
I don't like Cameron Diaz.
I don't anymore.
She pretty much retired. I think after she won the Razzie in 2014, I think she doesn't do any movies anymore.
Oh, butt hurt.
Lauren, you'd smash it.
With a hammer.
Oh, God.
I liked her in The Mask. I thought she was freaking gorgeous in that movie.
Never looked better.
I'm not...
Absolutely
the
gorgeous.
whole blonde thing.
I knew a guy, his brother worked on one of the Charlie's Angels films. I don't remember which one it was, but he was, what do you call it, special effects guy or whatever. And he his whole job was to make her ass look smaller. His entire...
How times have changed.
Wow.
The terminology.
That makes me think of the John Waters movie called A Dirty Shame, where it's got that infamous poster where Selma Blair has these giant breasts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, in the Midwest, they reduced the breast size by half, and then in Utah, she had very small breasts. It was like a tenth of what they were. I mean, I love what John Waters said in reaction to that. Like, people have jobs doing this? The hell?
Hey, Christian,
What's up?
did you get your advance tickets for the new Charlie's Angels film yet?
Did I get my advance ticket?
That seems right down your alley.
No.
No.
You know, I've actually come to like Kristen Stewart as an actress, and it seems like an awfully odd choice for her. Like, they must have really offered her a decent amount of money to do that, because
they must have.
She does these like indie art flicks usually.
Well, this is the year of Charlie's Angel and Underwater for her, right? So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Lauren. What is your favorite Christmas... Did I ask you what your favorite Christmas horror movie is?
I knew you were going to get to that, and I've been kind of thinking. You hadn't asked.
Okay.
I'm probably Krampus, to be honest. And that seems weird because it's recent, but it probably is my favorite.
Oh.
You see that? I'm not all retro.
I love that movie too, dude. I really did.
Yeah,
That was Toni Collette in there, right?
Yeah.
I like her a lot. I really like Toni Collette. I just feel she can express emotion with that face she has so well.
I've been a Toni Collette fan for 25 years, and nothing pissed me off more than she didn't get nominated for Hereditary. Nothing pissed me off more than that.
Have you seen Clock Watchers, Stone?
10, 15. I saw it when it came out. I remember it had her and who else was in that?
Parker Posey?
Yes, Parker Posey. That's right. Yeah, I remember it being okay. I don't remember a thing about it other than the fact it was set in an office. But yeah, I remember Clock Watchers. Excuse me.
Piz, didn't the guy from Friday the 13th Part 8 write that movie? Can you look that up?
I don't.
Rob Hedden?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It could be a coincidence, but he wrote a movie that sounds a lot like that.
Stone, even crazier than Toni Collette not getting nominated for Hereditary is that Hereditary did not get nominated for sound design. That's insane. That movie in a theater is just unreal.
I saw someone put on a poll on Twitter earlier. Which do you prefer, Hereditary or Midsommar?
Hereditary.
Rob Hedden wrote the movie Clock Stoppers.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to sound smart, Piz, and I just made myself sound like an idiot.
And he very nearly made a film called Franchise Stopper.
What's wrong, Lauren? All right, Lauren. You have to pick the lesser of two evils. A New Beginning or Jason Takes Manhattan.
Wait, let's clarify. I'm picking the film I think is better or worse.
Which would, however you want to answer it. Just like, I guess if you were gonna have to watch one or the other.
I'll take Takes Manhattan over A New Beginning.
Whoa!
I mean, but they're the two at the bottom of the pile for me. I mean,
I really like that.
I'm with Piz. I'm a secret fan of New Beginning.
Hey, listen. I don't know if you've noticed, but over the last couple months, X is really finding its fan base.
Jason X.
Lauren, have we ever talked about X? Because I love X. I think
fucking love X. It's my third favorite of the franchise.
Piz, you like Jason X, Piz?
No, he doesn't.
Not really, no.
Piz.
I like Jason X, believe it or not.
I don't know what anyone expects by the time you get to part 12 of a series. That's I guess part 10 of a series. They made an incredibly fun movie. It was light, it was carefree, but what were you going to do? Honestly, at that point?
Piz, you need a revisiting of Jason X, I think.
More Janessa in your life is always a good thing.
I like it better than Freddy vs. Jason.
Wow. I do. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, give me Jason X over Freddy vs. Jason all day.
I think I like Jason Goes to Hell better than Jason X.
No.
Yeah.
I like Jason Goes to Hell. But no.
Here we go. They're driving on the wrong side of the highway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like both could have been such better films if it wasn't so much studio interference.
You're going the wrong way.
Some of this kind of reminds me of Tommy Boy a little bit.
Yeah.
They're driving in a similar car, and the damn thing's burned to a crisp by the end of it. It's like missing a door.
Tommy Boy was definitely inspired by this movie.
Tommy want wingy.
I already know where we're going.
How would he know where we're going? What the hell? What a moron.
Oh, God.
I don't know that I'd go through that much trouble to tell someone they're on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, exactly. Truck.
Oh, wow, look at that.
That is nuts. Was he wearing a devil suit?
Oh, God, there goes the clearest thing.
That trunk, man.
If Van Damme was here, he could have done a splits on them 18-wheelers.
Oh.
Oh,
This is too good. This is just too good.
oh, goodness.
So you guys
The
can spoil it.
steering wheel.
Is this going to have a good dark ending or not?
Don't hold your breath.
John Candy ends up eating Steve Martin when they get trapped in the wilderness.
Jay, having said that better fucking happen.
Now, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that, Lauren, because this movie was originally 3 hours long, and from what I understand, a lot of that deleted footage consisted of the wife wondering if Steve Martin was having an affair. Obviously, you can see why they cut all that out.
Yeah.
You didn't need that. You didn't need that.
No.
I mean, that was close.
What did John Candy die from? Was he taking drugs or something?
I don't think so. No, it wasn't drugs. I think it was just he was, let me see. Let me look him up.
Massive heart attack, I think.
That's what I think, yeah.
Just like, I mean, he's obviously a cigarette smoker and not taking good care of himself. It's not a good combination.
Yeah.
It
was a heart attack.
I think the kid from Dr.
Yeah.
I think the kid from Dr. Giggles crawled out of him. Too soon?
Larry Drake.
I love the fact that the sign for Chicago is right next to the burning car.
God.
Just to remind you guys,
100 miles.
100 miles ago.
2 miles.
Get the hoof in it.
Did it seem like it took a long time for that car to catch on fire?
Oh, it did.
Cigarette? Yeah,
So long.
That's what
He used his card on it too, right?
See, now Steve Martin's finally laughing.
He's lost it.
Yeah. You finally did it to yourself.
Oh, he hasn't said it yet, but yeah, he used his credit card.
Yeah.
Now, is that true that it's absolutely impossible to rent a car without a credit card? Is that really true?
I mean, possibly.
I don't.
That's a huge deposit.
How'd this movie do at the box office?
I think it did about 50 million.
Is that good? Is that good for John? For John?
Oh, well, for 87, that was good. But it was a hit. I don't think it was a monster hit, but I think it was a hit. I think the big deal, the big controversy at the time was, well, you gave it an R rating just because in one scene Steve Martin says the word "fuck" 27 times. That's the only reason why I got an R rating, which is stupid.
According to IMDb, it cost $30 million, and it had a cumulative worldwide gross of $49.5 million.
That's not too great.
That actually is not as bad as it seems, though, because advertising budgets were much more in line.
I know we saw it on rental quite a few times.
Did anybody see this in the theater or?
No.
This doesn't have how much it made through rentals, but I'm sure it made a lot of money through rentals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It would have to.
That car.
Definitely a rental movie. Yeah.
I mean, that's how I saw a lot of the John Hughes movies. I don't think I saw any of them in the theater.
No, nor did I.
Mm. Well, I saw Home Alone in the theater, but I think
yeah, you're right. You're right. I did see that one.
Everybody saw Home Alone. I mean,
Yeah.
I tell you, the laughter was deafening. Needless to say, it was deafening during the all the booby traps.
What's your thoughts on Home Alone, Lauren?
Never seen it.
Oh,
Commentary coming next week.
Yep, there we go.
Oh, wow.
It is a Christmas movie.
That's one occasion where I really like the sequel a lot. I like it even more. I love Lost in New York.
Oh, I don't think I can watch that again.
I usually watch them back to back.
You know, I don't get it. I
Trump
didn't
have a
care for
walk-on?
those movies.
Doesn't Donald Trump appear in Home Alone too?
Yeah.
I
God.
saw the funniest like Vine style video. I'll say it here because I can't say anywhere else. Somebody dubbed the audio, and the part where Macaulay goes up to Donald and says, "Hey, where is this room?" and Donald says, "Down the hall and to the left." Somebody edited it and said, "Down the hall," and grabbed him right by the pussy in the clip.
Oh God. I love this line. I've been wearing the same underwear since Tuesday. I love that line.
Isn't Home Alone basically just the grammar school version of Die Hard? Isn't that the whole concept?
You could kind of say that.
Yeah.
I saw it on Precinct 13. If you think about it.
Lauren, Tim Curry's in the second one, and he's really funny in the second one.
Like
Rob
him.
Schneider.
Don't like Rob Schneider.
And of course, John Candy played in the first Home Alone. He played the Polka King of the Midwest.
Polka.
I think he and Catherine O'Hara were pretty good friends.
Oh, okay.
Because I think they worked together a few times. Back from the SCTV days.
Now, see, Piz, that's a movie that couldn't get remade today, could it?
What's that?
Home Alone. With technology, you couldn't have a Home Alone today, Piz, huh?
With cell phones, no. I don't think so.
There's no disconnect, you know?
They had one that was like the horror style of that. I can't remember the name of it a few years ago. Where the kid basically did all the same things, but it like straight up killed all the people coming in.
Yeah, it was called Phantasm 3.
Yeah.
Lord of the Dead.
See if I can find the name of it.
So I'm not hating this movie, honestly. I'm not laughing, but I'm not hating it.
You're amused by it. You're amused by it, at least.
I won't go that far, but I'll never watch it again. But it's. I understand what you guys see in it.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. This is not a License to Drive situation at all.
This is John Candy's best moment on film, I think. In his entire filmography. I mean, this scene is everything, I think.
Yeah.
You think that's just because of the ending, or just in general, this acting right here?
Oh, just his acting.
Okay. I think the ending makes it a little more poignant, though.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I loved John Candy as a kid. I've said it on this show in the past, but when I was a little kid, I remember telling my mom I want to grow up to be like John Candy, because I love John Candy so much. Because he was a big guy, he was a funny guy. I was a big kid, so.
Did you want to be a shower curtain ring salesman?
No. No. Maybe a spy, or a private detective like Harry Crumb, but no, not a showering salesman.
You guys remember the movie he made called Armed and Dangerous?
I don't think so.
No,
vaguely, very vaguely.
I remember Uncle Buck.
This is where he had the huge gun, right? I can't remember what it was, but he had that massive hand cannon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like a 50 cal pistol.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When I was going to grab this DVD for this, I was looking at my shelf in my living room, which my main movies, which I never really look at anymore. And when I did that, I had like a multi-pack of the Naked Gun movies. I've never seen them. Are they really funny?
They're right.
Now, is this the movie where, because I've seen like a clip, and I don't remember if this was Naked Gun or not. Like, I just remember this part of a movie with Leslie where he goes like into a bathroom mic'd up or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's one of them. It is.
That's
2.5.
Oh,
yes.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the Naked Gun.
They're
Christian?
amazing.
Yeah, they're funny.
Find the Police Squad television show before you watch the movies.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
Police Squad
because-
television show.
That's what Naked Gun grew out of. The show came first.
From the
Okay.
Police Squad. Yeah.
And
They re-aired that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
pound for pound, I think it's funnier.
It is. They re-aired the whole series right when the first one was released, and at the time I taped it on VHS, and they're quite funny. They're really funny.
I just don't know if it's going to hold up, though. That's my only problem.
I don't know, stuff like the pausing at the end of the episode gag that they did in every episode is just great.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Gray, I vaguely remember the Camp Candy. I vaguely remember Camp Candy.
Oh, Saturday morning cartoon, right?
Yeah. It was a cartoon. I don't remember if it was Saturday morning. I remember it was a cartoon, though.
Yeah, maybe not.
I mean, let's be honest here. The best thing about those Naked Gun movies is O.J. Simpson.
Well, yeah.
Nordberg.
The Juice.
You know what? You kill a couple people and then no one forgives you. I don't know.
I mean, the guy did his time. Well, actually, he didn't.
Well, no, he didn't.
You know what? I am shocked they let him go the second time. I am shocked that they let him out of prison the second time.
I don't know where the statute for armed robbery is that you can hold him any longer. I mean, they were stuck with it. It's not like they let him out early.
No, I guess not. But...
I know you guys are all going to groan in unison, but I'm just waiting for the day when one of these horror promoters decides to book him as a guest, because I think it's going to happen.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not already happened, honestly.
The Juice.
I know that 7.5 hours is a lot of time to invest in something, but if you ever see the documentary O.J. Made in America, that's I think essential viewing. It was a ESPN. What's that series called? I forget what the series.
30 for 30 or something.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, 30 to 30. But that documentary is 7.5 hours long. It won the documentary Oscar, and then they said, "Oh no! These type of long documentaries they can't be eligible for awards anymore, for Oscar consideration anymore." Oh. Now they're actually working together, and they're now on the same page.
Yeah.
Just like Steve Martin's last name, Neil Page.
Oh, nice.
Sticking his head out.
Lauren, have you seen Uncle Buck?
Do you want an answer to that?
Yes.
Lauren abuse, man.
Of
That
course,
was
I've not
Macaulay's
seen
second
Uncle Buck.
film.
All right, Lauren, I got one for you. Lauren, have you seen Nothing But Trouble?
Oh,
went to
love
the
it. Love it.
I actually like Nothing But
I
Trouble.
think I've gone to the dentist more than I've gone to see comedies in theaters.
Oh,
I think that's true.
I don't know exactly if you would call Nothing But Trouble a comedy. I think it's
I know what
more-
it is.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
the Bone Stripper.
That is the craziest movie I've ever seen. Like, putting Dan Aykroyd in charge of an entire movie was got to be like the worst decision anyone has ever made. I love
John
it. Though.
Candy. John Candy had a
John
dual
Candy's-
role in
yeah.
that.
John Candy.
He was,
Oh, yeah.
he was in drag as his own sister.
It was pretty wild, but you know, like the train, the condiment train track that goes around the table.
Oh yeah, the mustard and everything. Oh, and by the way, those hot dogs, that was right after the Bone Stripper scene. Those weren't hot dogs, okay?
Mystery meat.
Piz, I just see Nothing But Trouble as a premiere Scream Factory release one day. Posters, figures, as the
That's a Vinegar Syndrome title, if anything.
probably Vinegar Syndrome.
I
don't
love
hear
Vinegar
people say I
Syndrome
love
because
them,
they're
man.
nuts.
Yeah. Oh, I finally just picked up the Ice Cream Man from them, and I watched.
Oh,
I watched
yeah.
it. I was expecting a lot more gore. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was freaking hilarious, but I was like, why don't they just get a fat kid for this movie? Why did they get a kid and put a pillow under his stomach to play the fat kid?
Wait, is that the Clint Howard?
Yeah.
Dude, Clint
Yeah.
Howard is freaking nuts.
I love that one.
We got a Michael McKee inside him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love the Ice Cream Man though. It lived up to everything I wanted it to be.
But Vinegar Syndrome, their Black Friday movies, they're putting out the Angel collection. Those movies in the '80s with the teenage high
one's
school
very
student
good.
by day, prostitute by night. I remember those movies.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also putting out Tammy and the T-Rex in 4K Blu-ray
I know. How glorious.
Uncut, baby.
with
Glorious.
Denise Richards and Paul Walker. Yeah.
Awesome.
Uncut. With all the gore back in it.
Paul Walker, you said?
Yeah.
Paul Walker, yeah.
I actually recently got the Vinegar Syndrome Bloody New Year Blu-ray, and I don't know how many of you guys out there have seen Bloody New Year, but
Nothing
I've seen
fucking
it.
happens in it.
it's different.
Well, this Black Friday, I'm going to be shopping with Severin because they're putting out one of my favorite quote-unquote bad movies of the 80s, Gwendolyn, or The Adventures of Gwendolyn in the Land of the Yik Yak.
Yep.
I love that movie
I can't imagine why.
because it's superb.
I know completely why. I love it too.
It's classic.
But since we're probably the only ones in hearing our voices that have seen or heard of the film, it's
superb.
not a completely appropriate film. Is it probably the best way to say it?
You guys talking about a porno?
It's like an erotic version of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
But can you imagine if someone was making something like Barbarella, okay, but had no sense of taste? You're starting to approximate what this film is.
Doesn't that have Tawny Katane in it?
Yes. Yeah. And the director's name. Look, the director's name. I'm not kidding. It's just Jackin. That's the director's name.
Nice. Nice.
Wonderful.
That's what I'm saying. You guys need to see Gwendolyn. It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
For years, you had to get the a bootleg off the Dutch DVD of the Laserdisc of it to see it uncut.
Oh yeah.
It was impossible. Stone, you'll probably completely map to this, but I bought my copy from Kim's Underground.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah. Best video store in America, friends. Long dead now, but they had everything.
My mom and pop video store growing up was Errol's. Yeah. Until Blockbuster came in and those fuckers
Killed everyone.
killed everybody. Everybody.
Well, there was one Indian-owned video store in the area I lived that survived Blockbuster, and they had a Blockbuster a mile from them, but it was just insane. They had like everything Blockbuster wouldn't rent, they had, so they stayed in business.
Oh yeah.
Did anybody ever rent the Atari porn games from a rental video store back in the day?
Custer's Revenge.
Custer's Revenge and Meet 'em and Eat 'em. Bachelor Party.
Eat 'em and eat 'em. God.
I remember that awesome AVGN episode where he was talking about all that.
Yeah.
Dude, Custer's Revenge looks like the most fun game I've ever seen in my life.
I played it on emulation. It's not terrible,
Dude.
You could do a lot worse.
I don't know, Gibson. I don't know if you have them. I don't talk about it much, but I'm a big retro gamer too. I scoured eBay for years, and I do have a copy. Wizard copy of a Halloween and Texas Chainsaw on Atari. I got them in frames in my game room. Do you have those, man?
Cool.
No, I would really love to have that Texas Chainsaw, but the prices are through the roof.
Let me tell you something, dude. Halloween, my wife, she just sucked it up and she bought it for me because it was Christmas time around 2014. I just was looking at Atari lots of games, dude. Somebody had a copy of Texas Chainsaw in the lot, and it was like 30 games, $100, $150. Buy it now. I just $150 bought it now, dude. It was it. And the funny thing is, unlike AVGN, my Halloween, it's got the label. It's not like he had the one that had somebody wrote in orange and it was an official. I have the legitimate Wizard video games Halloween, which is cool, man. It's interesting, and that had to have been Charles Bands, right? Because wasn't he in charge of Wizard Video? It can't be a coincidence.
I don't know. Is that a good game? The Halloween game, is it any good?
I mean, no, it's so primitive. What am I supposed to say? It's no Gears of War.
I think Texas Chainsaw for an Atari game is actually pretty good.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. I've got I'm sure Piz has it too. That they made a NECA figure of the Leatherface from the game where his whole body's green.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah, Lauren, you said that was Charles. It's Charles Band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. The dude gets involved in all kinds of crap back then.
Well, Charles Band had basically was ushered into the business by his father, but he was one of those early converts that realized what VHS was going to be. So I mean, he licensed movies when no one was even thinking of licensing. The idea of getting foreign horror movies onto American shelves, impossible. He was even a forerunner of the sell-through model, whereas things were priced reasonable enough that fans were going to buy them. I mean,
right.
And we think it's kind of crazy today to think $40 in 1986 money, but you got to understand those were $120 tapes just months before, and he was one of the first, definitely one of the first indies to take a role on that. He did it before Paramount did with Top Gun. So I mean, he was a big innovator of the time. I give the man a lot of respect. I don't necessarily like where Full Moon has gone. I haven't liked anything for a long time. But I mean, you look at all the New World things, what he did with Wizard Video.
Yeah,
he was a pioneer, an important guy in the field, and he doesn't get his due.
Yeah, well, he's got some baggage now. He's done some shady practices from what a lot of people have talked about. It's funny you bring that up though. My thing with Full Moon is I think he realizes it's like almost like he's scared to really go for it like he was back in the primitive days of Full Moon. So he just basically he parodies himself. Like he doesn't even remotely try to take any movie seriously now because like he's afraid to just get bad reviews and people not want to buy his movies. Like that's the way I feel like what he's doing today in a sense.
Yeah, he was. I listen. I don't mean this in a negative connotation, but he was always shady. I mean, he was dealing with films in the early days of New World through regional distributors, which is infamous for hiding the money and shifting titles around, retitling things for the drive-in circuit, double playing movies. There was a lot of that was part of the business. VHS was integrated into the mafia. I mean, it just was. Except for until you got the major businesses involved in major titles. I mean, but the question I have to ask is like, who else was doing it? And the answer is no one. So yeah, did he find those videotapes that he claims to have found that he sold, or were they cheap dubs? I don't know. But you know what? At the point where we're talking about someone being able to afford to go out and buy an overpriced VHS tape, 25 years after the height of home video, I'm not crying for those people. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm about to cry right now over the ending of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I'm about to cry right now.
Don't turn it off. Wait till the end. Till the end credits.
Why the living hell did no one die in this movie?
Because this is a movie about life. Okay. This is
why would you make a movie about life?
This is a movie about kindness and the spirit. Okay. Not everything has to be about death and godlessness.
Yeah. Let it go, Piers. Don't hold it in, sir.
It should. The hell are you thinking?
Oh.
Promoting these
I
ideals.
heard Mom and Dad fight.
Here we go. We've got like a... Oh, I thought we were going to... Oh, is there an after-credit scene?
There is.
Okay. A post-credit scene. Okay.
This was one of the first
form the
ones.
Avengers?
Yeah.
They're all
Samuel Jackson's going to show up. And
I jumped on eBay real quick and I looked up Texas Chainsaw Massacre Atari games, and they've got an alternate collector's super rare version of the game that is listed for $8,000.
Oh, man.
All right, Piz, I expect an unboxing next week.
Yeah, great Christmas present suggestion.
Let's see here. Here's one for $199.99. Here's one for $229.99. They've got just the instruction manuals listed for like $44 or $50.
Right.
Just the instruction manuals. Here's the full thing: the box, the cartridge, and the instruction manual from Germany. $1,600.
$1,600.
Nuts, man.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Lauren,
Guys, can you do me a favor? Control Joe Bob Tarhill for me.
what's Joe Bob up to? Oh, Joe Bob, come on, man.
What's going on?
Hey, soundtrack album available on Hughes Music cassettes and compact discs. All right. I need to go out and get my compact disc of this movie.
So, Lauren, what's your thoughts on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? Did it warm your heart?
Well, I think I have a fever, so it didn't raise it any further. It was fine. I mean, I understand what you guys see in it. I don't know why it is, but comedies just never resonate with me. This didn't. I won't rush to revisit this. If in many, many years I decide to go back to it, I'd be surprised. But I get it. It's a good film. It's just not my thing.
Comedies are very difficult with me too, but like I don't know, a lot of the 80s comedies I love. Some of the 90s comedies I love, and then like most comedies since then have been just I don't find them funny at all.
Well, I've never even watched like Epic Movie or Meet the Spartans or any of that bullshit.
No,
those even comedies. I mean, those are not even movies.
Comedies aren't even on the landscape anymore. I mean, what was Date Night still the last big hit comedy? I mean, it's been a long time. It's probably
that makes me think of that movie that just came out with those kids. It was like a rated R movie. What was that movie called? Those 3 little kids.
I think the fact that you can't name it tells you the story.
Yeah, that's the. Yeah. Does anybody know what I'm talking about though?
I remember. I know what you're talking about, but I just think that culturally we're at a place where what people find funny, they have too many other outlets for. They don't necessarily want to go to the movies for funny.
Yeah.
And that could change in a heartbeat. That's not a permanent change, but I think people would rather watch a silly 1.5-minute YouTube video for a laugh than to pay money, drive to the theater, hire a babysitter, whatever they need to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
They actually gave credit to all the earring customers.
Nice.
Hell yeah, I'd want credit.
All right, we're getting to the post.
I'd boast and brag about that. I was an earring customer in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Got to get to the post-credit scene.
Hughes ident symbol, like the embassy symbol on its side.
Post-credit scene. Yeah.
Is that he's got the turkey on the table. He's still there.
Last chance for a laugh, Lauren. Come on.
I think that guy kind of looks like Richard Donner.
Yeah, he does.
I gotta be honest. That was the first time I've ever seen that. I've never, when credited, I usually pop that sucker out.
I've never seen it before either.
The very first.
I could be wrong. Oh.
The very first post-credit scene I ever saw was Masters of the Universe when Frank Langella as Skeletor.
Me too.
I was going to say, I could be wrong. I think the very first movie that had a post-credit scene was Airplane.
Really?
I'm pretty certain that it was Airplane. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's go around the room.
The SWAT team says, oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, at the end of Airplane, basically the SWAT team says, okay, we'll give them 10 more minutes, and then we're going in. That's it. Anyway.
Gibson, your thoughts on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
I loved it. It's probably now my favorite John Candy movie. I hadn't seen it since it was like new on VHS back in the day, and I thought it was a tight script, and just everything about it just was excellent. Really enjoyed it.
Let me ask you this too: do you have Jaws and Friday the 13th as part of your NES collection back there?
I have Friday the 13th, and I've come across Jaws a couple of times lately, but it's always been in terrible shape. Unfortunately, I don't have it. I do have Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. No.
Okay.
I know. It's definitely a glaring omission right now.
Are there any Thanksgiving-themed retro games out there that you can recommend?
Why, now you're pushing it a little bit. Well, Custer's Revenge had an Indian in it, if that's anything.
Well, didn't Nintendo have like Turkey Hunt or something?
Well, the Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt. Yeah. My bad.
No, sorry, Piz. Can't help you on that one.
Okay. Let's see, Stone, your thoughts on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
It's a comedy classic. Great performances by Steve Martin and John Candy. The supporting cast, they all got one scene, and yet they all nail it, particularly Edie McClurg and Dylan Baker. It's my favorite John Hughes movie, and I can't say I watch it every Thanksgiving, but I try to watch it like every 2 to 3 years or whatever. But I'll see it many more times before I die. So it's a good comedy. It's a very good comedy.
Cool. Let's see, Christian, thoughts on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
It's no Halloween 2018, but it's pretty good.
I agree. I concur.
Yeah, man. It's fun. It was fun to revisit it. You know, it isn't one that I watch fairly often either, but I don't know. Steve Martin's he's a joy to watch on screen, so no complaints.
Yeah, there you go. Stingray, thoughts on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
It's a damn near perfect film, man. I love it. I agree with what everybody said so far. It's just a ton of fun. I had a great time tonight watching it with you guys.
Yeah, I would have to agree. It's been many years since I've seen this movie in its entirety. I love the performances. I think John Candy's performance is really strong. You know, interesting to see Steve Martin be the straight guy, you know. And yeah, just one of those kind of it's John Hughes comedy. You know what you're going to get with a John Hughes comedy in the 80s. You're going to get, you know what I mean? And they always kind of end on a positive note and heartwarming to send you out, you know. So, but yeah, good comedy. Now here's the thing. We didn't schedule a show for next week because I thought I was going to be out of town next week. I'm not going to be out of town now. Do you guys want to do like a Two Corys retrospective next week?
That was actually one of my show ideas, I think, before Lauren was on the show.
That actually is a show idea, yes. But I mean, if you guys don't want to do anything next week, that's fine, because it is going to be, let's see, next Thursday is the 21st. So it's totally up to you guys. Let me poll the audience here. Viewers, what would you like to say? H2O oh my god, H2O commentary next week. Oh my god.
Of course.
I was hoping we'd save that till next Halloween, but
well, Dave wants it. Dave Shaw wants the H2O commentary. Let's see what else everybody's thinking out there. We actually did a Lost Boys commentary, Bob Gray, a couple of years ago.
And we had William Friedkin on the list.
Yes, we did. We did. We did. I think Lauren is writing
Lauren's up to something.
Lauren's up to something there, clearly. But I don't know. We'll see what Jess Graham also wants an H2O live comments. You miss McNugget.
Big Nugget.
But I mean, there's, you know, we may put our heads together and come up with something for next week for you guys. I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, seems like Borderline 11 is now saying anything but H2O. So we've created some division in the chat, but yeah, that was it. That was our Planes, Trains, and Automobiles live commentary. Yes. So let me give some shout-outs here to everybody who has stuck with us. Joe Bob Tarhill, my buddy Malek is here, Barbecue Network, Borderline 11, Jess Graham, Roland666. What's up, Roland? Roland666 says a Ghostbusters 2016 drunken commentary. That might actually be fun.
You've said that before.
Yeah.
And I've always been right. Let's see. Dave, of course. Dave Shaw. Bob Gray's still here with us. Oh, goodness. Steak sauce. There's steak sauce in the chat. But, yeah. Fun show tonight. Fun commentary. Always good hanging out with you guys on Thursdays. But what's going on in Stingray Spotlight tonight?
Oh man, I was thinking I don't have anything. It's been a slow week.
Let's talk about our favorite Thanksgiving side items.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes, okay. Always a good one.
Yep.
Always a good
Gravy.
one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dinner side item, Gibson?
Cranberry sauce, but it has to be the gelatinous cube from the can with the ridges.
Okay. Okay.
None of that homemade stuff. You know what I mean?
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Got to be very fat.
What about you, Christian? Favorite Thanksgiving side item?
Probably mac and cheese, man. I love some nice baked macaroni and cheese.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Nice.
stuff. Good stuff.
That's gonna be it.
Let's see. Lauren.
I make a killer garlic mashed potatoes with jalapeno in it.
That sounds really good.
Wow. That
Does sound good.
That sounds really good. I'm gonna have to go with good old fashioned stuffing. I just love some stuffing with my turkey.
Yeah, I was going to ask if that was considered a side or part of the turkey.
That is the main dish.
Well, okay. If I can't, if we consider stuffing part of the main course, I guess I'd have to go with the good old fashioned mashed potatoes, like some nice buttery gravy covered mashed potatoes.
I'm seeing a lot of green bean casserole in the chat. Oh, well, it's all Kenny. Okay. Kenny's just saying it over and over again.
Green bean.
Green bean casserole may be the whitest meal ever.
Yeah. I'll go with sweet potato casserole.
Okay.
To add to what Gibson said, the obsoletionist, make sure you get the cranberry sauce that's made in San Antonio with fresh cranberries and not the crap they make in New York City.
There you go.
New York City.
Get a rope.
Oh wait, I changed my answer. Deviled eggs are my favorite side item. Deviled eggs.
Oh, I love deviled eggs.
Yes.
Put that paprika on there.
Oh god.
Love the paprika.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good call there, Jess. I can't believe I forgot about deviled eggs. But yeah, deviled eggs for the win, man. Those things are so good. Oh my goodness. Or I mean, you could always make these your side items. You know what I mean? I ate two of them during Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You know what I mean? Little Debbie's. Where's the sponsorship? Although Little Debbie, the official Little Debbie's Instagram, did contact me about one of my posts because they liked it so much they want to share it on their feed.
Well, that's when you drop the comment like, "Well, my PayPal is."
Venmo.
Little Debbie's, hit us up for a sponsorship. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Little Debbie's and Drake's are the same company these days.
Drake's is good. Drake's coffee cake.
Same company now.
Are they really owned by the same people?
Yep.
Fine with me. I like them both. I like the donut sticks. You dip them in your coffee.
It's my favorite, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, guys. I guess we'll go ahead and call it a night. But thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with us. Go out and watch Dr. Sleep. If you've not seen Dr. Sleep, go out and watch Dr. Sleep. We all recommend it.
But don't sleep with your doctor.
Good advice.
Those wise words from Lauren. Oh, you know, we did forget something tonight. Lauren's scorn. What's under your craw this week, Lauren?
Well, I'm still just pissed that like you have companies out there that think it's okay to berate their customers, specifically, you know, film producers who think that it's okay to just imply, if not outright state, that the people who actually buy tickets to their films, you know, are in some way less than human for having a difference of opinion on a film. And I think that where this ultimately leads is the fact that it's harder and harder to sell movie tickets today. There's too many entertainment options. So to have people who live in this bubble in California tell us that we should have a certain mindset about everything. And mind you, I agree with about 95% of their mindset. I just don't want to be preached to. I would really like to see a day when we get back to movies being about entertainment and that just great entertainment feeds itself. So really what I'm saying is next time we go on when anyone goes on Twitter and you see something obnoxious from someone that you follow who's famous, they're not really your friend. You don't really need to follow them. I think if we shut off the noise, maybe we can get our movies back. It's tall order because a lot of people need to do it, but if not starting with us, then who and when? I'm guilty of responding to these things. I'm done responding. I'm done even having part of the conversation. If they think so little of me that they just want to call me names or suggest that I don't know if anyone suggesting I don't know the horror genre needs to meet me, because I can tell you that I support PG-13 horror just as much as anyone out there on the right projects. But I'm not going to be belittled or berated by people who live in a world where they don't have to pay a rent or a mortgage. It's just not going to happen anymore. Start respecting your customers, treat us like people, and discerning people, by the way. That's not to say there aren't, people out there with really bad opinions, but you know what? Respect their opinions as bad. They have a right to have them. It's okay. Everyone will go on. I have no problem buying a ticket to a movie with a point of view that I disagree with, but I do have a problem buying a ticket that feeds money to someone who's going to just call me names and insinuate things about me as a consumer.
Well said. Well said. Let's go out on that note. All right, guys, we're signing off. We'll see you next week, most likely, for a new episode of The Sausage Factory. But big thanks to everybody who hung out tonight and watched and discussed the film with us. Big thanks to everybody on the panel for hanging out with me tonight to watch and discuss Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So you guys have a great week. We'll see you again next Thursday. And until then, peace.